Audio check, everybody. Audio check. How's the audio? Coming through okay? Should be. I haven't done anything different. What's going on, Mr. B5? Ben joining us for a little bit anyway. What's up, Ben? I'm glad Michael Knowles finally said something too. I am glad Michael Knowles finally said something too. I only caught a short clip, so I want to watch the entire thing so I can get the full context of what Michael Knowles said. The clip doesn't look good, but maybe there's more context to it. Maybe there's more context to it. Just going to wait a minute here. Get some more folks in before we get this thing going, because it's going to be a fun one today. So have you guys watched any of the Candace stuff yet? I have not watched any of it yet. And from what I've seen, it sounds like she did a great job. Sounds like she did a great job. Silent majority theory. All I hear is some jack. Well, you would be correct. Comments are wonky today. Oh no. Uh-oh. What is... You know what, guys? I don't even want to know. I don't... Let me be surprised. I don't even want to know. Somebody in the chat was saying, can hear but can't see me. Can you guys see me okay now? Should be. Everything looks okay. So we're going to have a little bit of fun today, okay? We're going to watch the Michael Knowles thing. And then I guess I'm going to watch some of the Candace stuff. But from the sounds of it, I don't know how much time we're going to spend on it. So that kind of excites me, to be honest with you. And then we're going to take a look at Valhalla VFT. Because I was watching a little bit of one of his most recent clips or shows or whatever you want to call it. And he says something pretty interesting that I want to go over. And he's talking about Dan Bongino. So we're going to go over that a little bit and have a little bit of fun with old Valhalla. Couldn't post. Barkley, a lot of words there. Brown nose puppy. Couldn't post in Gary's chat. Like at all? They got you blocked over there? Were you being naughty? Don't waste your brain cells on the Candace thing. Is it that bad? Oh no. Oh no. I mean, I'm going to have to spend a couple, I think, right? I don't need all these brain cells anymore. They're clearly not doing me any good, apparently. Candace learns Swedish. I mean, now I kind of want to watch some. Oh man, this is exciting. I heard it wasn't even like it wasn't even like a film or anything. Like it was just a her episode. What the hell is that? I thought she was doing this whole like docu-series, like a conspiracy documentary type thing. It's just what she's calling her episodes now, her standard show. Jennifer Veterans for Truth. It's so bad. All right. How are people responding to it on the Candatard side? Really? It was just her talking? So just a normal Candace show, only just hyper focused on Erika Kirk. That's kind of a letdown. That whole trailer made it seem like it was some type of long documentary or something. What a bummer. What an absolute bummer. If Candace makes you, if Candace, hold on. If Candace makes you want to pull your own hair out, you're not watching a good thing. That is how I feel. Well, lucky for me, I don't have much hair to pull out anymore. Lame. Wow. Okay. All right. That's, oh, shucks. Really, Candace? You took all this time off? You couldn't come up with something better? Well, we're going to have to watch it. But first, I really want to get into this Michael Knowles thing. Because like I was saying at the beginning, I've only seen the clip that's going around on X. I don't know if you guys have seen that or not, but it's him, I guess, kind of calling out Candace. Doesn't look good, but I want to get the full context. So let's go ahead and just hop into this video and we'll see what old Michael Knowles here has to say.
And Charlie's friends and family. Does that make a lot of sense to you? There are people who seem to think to his late friend, our late friend, Justice.
Hang on here one second.
But it was very important for Democrats to look oratorical lessons from President Trump that many, really this whole episode, I guess, is just rhetorical. The Democrats, I was mostly looking at Erika. I wasn't really looking at them at that moment, to pay tribute to her. This is how we should be talking about Charlie's legacy and Erika and the Kirk family and TPUSA. And really this whole episode, I guess, is just oratorical lessons from President Trump that many Republicans could learn from. This is one that I hope right-wing influencers pay close attention to, because I've noticed it in recent days, recent weeks. I want to be charitable about this because I think it comes from a normal part of human nature, but it's worth paying attention to. It's worth learning good oratorical lessons from the president here. Some right-wing influencers seem to think that the best way to honor Charlie's legacy and to support Erika and the family is to spend all of their time talking about the people criticizing and antagonizing Erika and Charlie's friends and family. Does that make a lot of sense to you? There are people who seem to think the best way to honor Erika and TPUSA and Charlie is to...
Some people think the best way to honor Erika, Charlie Kirk, and TPUSA is to defend Erika, Charlie's wife, from malicious attacks. Apparently it's not a good way to defend somebody, guys. It's not a good way to honor them, by defending them against slander and defamation.
Focus all of the attention all the time on the relatively few people who are criticizing and antagonizing Erika. The most famous, of course, being Candace, who I guess has a new series about Erika, but some other people too, some smaller accounts as well.
Some smaller accounts, guys. What does he mean by that? It's Candace over here, and then it's relatively few people. It's just some smaller accounts over here. I want to be really careful because I don't want to say something on YouTube and have to put a foot in my mouth again. But what a piece of shit. It's just relatively small number of people that are attacking Erika Kirk. It's a relatively small number. Just these little small accounts, guys. Small accounts. Nobody even pays it. Nobody watches these accounts. There's nobody paying attention. We don't really need to spend our time defending Erika from these people. They're nobodies. They're nothing. They're not getting any traction. They don't have hundreds of thousands of viewers. Just these little small accounts. Guys, I haven't checked. I don't really watch Michael Knowles stuff. Does he get a lot of views on his YouTube channel? We should do a comparison. How many views does Michael Knowles get compared to, say, I don't know, one of those small accounts, say like Baron Coleman? Because I would assume Baron Coleman would be one of those small accounts he's referencing. How many views is Baron getting compared to Michael Knowles here? Do we know? Is he ignorant? Is he stupid? Or is he super fake? Michael Knowles, I'm talking about. Does he have his head this high up in the sky that he's just absolutely not aware of what's going on? Or is this fake? And if it's either one of those two options, right? He's either being fake or he's got his head so far up in the clouds he has no idea. He's not based in any type of reality anymore. In which case, what is he offering anybody on the right anymore? What are any of these people offering on the right anymore? These mother are exposing themselves, and we need to pay attention. I've said this before, I'll say it again. We need to stop making the wrong people famous.
This theory, this strategy seems to be a little bit misguided, wouldn't you say? Whether you love Candace, whether you hate Candace, whether you think Candace is sincere, whether you think she's insincere, whatever psychobabble analysis you have, do you think it makes sense? If you want to.
Lisa Longo, I get what he means. We should be promoting TPUSA. Defending puts more focus on the lies these accounts spew. In a way, it continues to spread the lies, but they aren't not small accounts. So we should just not talk about the lies. We should not try to debunk those lies. We shouldn't try to confront them because they do it every day, multiple times a day. It's not like they put out one thing and then it's a few weeks and they put something else out. They do this every day. And they're not getting a majority of their views and their clicks from people like us. They're getting a majority of their views and clicks from people that agree with them and help spread this nonsense. So they should just ignore it? You think crazy like that goes away? Just ignoring problems is how we got the radical left we have today. No, I don't think that's a good strategy at all to just ignore it. $5 super chat from Audrey Unfiltered. I'd love to hear the conversations between him and Ben behind closed doors right now. I couldn't even imagine. Couldn't imagine because we know where Ben stands, right? But I don't think it matters too much because, I mean, at the end of the day, isn't Ben a part owner of Daily Wire? I don't even know the whole system there. But I feel like Michael Knowles makes money for Ben Shapiro. So he's not going to care to. I mean, it's not like Michael Knowles is like coming out and like outright defending Candace Owens. Lisa Longo 72. No, not meaning that. I feel like we should promote all the good things TPUSA have accomplished. To who? To us? We are aware. we're talking about just online here, where all of this crazy is. We have the crazy needs pushback.
Support someone, do you think it makes sense to focus all of your attention all the time talking about someone antagonizing that person? Constantly publicizing all of the content that would antagonize that person doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And so there's this meme that's cropped up among the right-wing influencers, which is,
by this logic, guys, Charlie Kirk should have never been speaking out about left-wing radical violence. He should have never been talking about the powder keg that was happening on the left. That ass culture was brewing. By this logic, there was just a small number of crazy people over there. We don't need to listen to them. They're nowhere near the majority, guys. We shouldn't be bringing any focus or attention to that. Am I off here? This sounds like the exact same logic. He doesn't think that this could potentially lead to violence? How is this any different than the propaganda and the rhetoric that the left use to work themselves up? Has he not paid attention at all to any of the chats on Candace's shows or Barron's shows? Has he not looked at any of the replies anywhere? Instagram, nothing? Is he not aware of what people are saying?
we must stop Candace and others, but she's the most famous one. We must stop Candace by whining about her on the internet all the time. And I just want to pause here, looking at
whining. Is that what we're according to Michael Knowles, guys? Everybody's just whining about Candace Owens. Not exactly the words I would have used if I wanted to come out and seem a little bit unbiased. I don't think I would call the opposition to Candace Owens a bunch of whiners. Anybody who tries to defend what Michael Knowles is saying here, you are an incredibly generous person. And you definitely have a very big and good heart. I'm not that guy. You are a much better person than me. I don't know. We're going to keep watching this. I don't know if he turns this around at all or if he actually says something that makes any sense. But right now, F this guy. Serious?
Rhetorical strategy. Is there any evidence that has ever worked? Has anyone ever stopped, Candace especially, but other people as well, has anyone ever stopped these guys from saying something by whining about them more on the internet? I don't think that's ever worked even one single time. That seems like a bad strategy. On the substantive point, obviously, I've said this since the beginning, but I think Erika is a national hero. I think she deserves
whining about somebody on the internet has never stopped them. Neither has ignoring them. Neither has pretending it's not happening. Replace that. Replace that with evil. We'll say evil's just happening everywhere. You just do nothing about it. Nothing. You don't confront it. Just nothing. You do nothing. It's not going to help. What's whining about it going to do? What is that? The something about the indifference of good men? Is it? I don't want to talk about religion.
Our immense support and sympathy. So obviously I disagree with Candace on that, and some other people.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it's that obvious, Michael. I got to tell you, buddy, it's really not that obvious that you disagree with Candace. I mean, I'm glad you said that, but talking about the people who are pushing back and trying to defend Erika Kirk from these insane monsters on the internet, calling them a bunch of whiners. Well, that doesn't pass the vibe check, guys, of somebody who disagrees with Candace. Well, how about Candace whining about Erika Kirk online? Like, why didn't he reference what she does as Candace whining?
I am hopeful that Candace and others will be persuaded that, okay, actually, maybe Michael and some others are right here, and Erika's the victim, and we should support her and show some sympathy. One thing I am certain of.
What? He's not talking about Candace right there, is he? About supporting and showing sympathy? Like he was talking about Erika, right? Not Candace. I got to go back and listen to that again.
Maybe Michael and some others are right here, and Erika's. I am hopeful that Candace and others will be persuaded that, okay, actually, maybe Michael and some others are right here, and Erika's the victim, and we should support her and show some sympathy.
Okay. So he was talking about Candace coming to her senses, guys, because Michael Knowles said something. Candace is going to come to her senses because old Michael here is just such a nice guy, right? Michael, you really convinced me. You know what? I should definitely show some support and sympathy to Erika. You're right, Michael. I'm so sorry. Yeah, anybody got that on their Candace Owens bingo card happening fucking ever? What is this? How can you be this out of touch with what's going on? Well, I think we should just, if we just talk to her behind the scenes, maybe we can reason with her and she'll come around and she'll see the error of her ways. When has that ever happened, Michael Knowles? You wanted to bring up the when his whining about somebody on the internet ever stopped anybody from doing anything? When has what you're talking about ever changed Candace Owens in any way, shape, or form? These people, you know what they're doing? Like, the only reason he's bringing this up is probably because of Graham Allen and maybe Ben Shapiro. But I'm not 100% on the Ben Shapiro thing, but I think a lot of it might be because of Graham Allen. Okay, could be wrong. I don't think it really matters why he's bringing it up. Or like what the force is behind him. But the reason that these people are going to try to save their face and their ass at the same time.
One thing I am certain of is that no one will ever get Candace to say or do anything by whining more about her on the internet. No one will destroy Candace or anyone else by whining about them more on the internet and giving them more publicity and attention, specifically on the project you supposedly don't want to promote. So where does this come from? Is really the lesson to take here is not even specifically about Charlie or Candace or this or that.
Hey guys, the people who are opposing Candace, did you know? It's insane. I had no idea. Had no idea this would work. Did you know that if you guys just stopped talking about Candace, if you just stopped pushing back, if you stopped sharing and trying to confront what she's doing, well, then nobody will listen to her. The only reason that the people on Candace's side are listening to her is because you guys are telling them not to. Because you're... What? What is... How did he get here? How did this guy get to where he's at? What are we doing? What are we doing? We got nobody out here making any sense at all. Do I like what's up? So somebody explain to me how Michael Knowles got where he's at. What have I been missing? Because he's a well-dressed, He's got the slick hair, you know, Mr. Catholic like that. So we just elevate. I got to be careful. I want to be careful. I don't want cowards having this much attention. Speaking for people like me and you, I guess. This is
lesson to take here is why do people engage in this kind of counterproductive strategy? And I think it's a very human thing. I don't put myself above it. But I think a lot of people would rather feel good or seem good than actually do good. I think a lot of people would rather feel emotional catharsis, screaming, yelling, this is so awful, this is terrible, ah! They'd like to feel that catharsis, or they would like to posture, preen, present themselves as the most moral, lily-white, beautiful, innocent does, than actually do good. They would rather feel and seem good, even at the expense of actually doing good, even when feeling.
Who is he talking about? Who's he talking about? He's paying attention to somebody that's pushing back against Candace Owens, right? He's not just, he's giving a description of somebody or a few people. Who is he talking about? I'd be really curious as to who this is like directed at. I rule 2530. He's actually defending yeah, 100%. 100%. He's like, he's not even doing the, come on guys, can't we all get along? He's not even doing that. He's basically saying if you're pushing back against the absolute filth that Candace and all of these other small, little, insignificant accounts are doing, you're whining on the internet. Wow. Yeah, okay. I mean, that little clip I watched was bad. I didn't see this coming at all. I don't know. I think Graham should just set that whole thing on fire. Not literally, YouTube, not literally. It's a figure of speech. Michael is more of a theologian type. He is not understanding what's yeah, clearly. Yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I'm sure he's I'm going to be really careful here not to take too many personal shots at somebody that I don't know. Can only base my opinion of somebody off of what I see. And what I see here is a piece of shit. Might be a good person, might be a really good human being, but doing this, the way he's doing this, makes me think at the very least, he's a really big sissy, which is a problem for me. Yeah. Catherine, even theology is against what Cantifa is doing. Yeah, no kidding. TFCS 5675. What is he talking about? I have no idea. I don't think he's aware of what's going on. Or if he is, he's completely just full of shit.
And seeming good actually promotes the things that you say are bad, even when it results in a totally counterproductive strategy. And so zooming out from this particular moment, I just want to observe, Trump never does that. Trump never.
What? Trump never does what? Trump stood there, pointed over at the Democrats, and said, those people are crazy. What is he talking about? Trump never does that. I got to go back. What? Hold on.
Even when it results in a totally counterproductive strategy. And so zooming out from this particular moment, I just want to observe, Trump never does that. Trump never does that. When Trump has a disagreement with someone, he tries to persuade them. He doesn't just excoriate them all the time.
What? Bro, this guy is delusional. Like not everybody, okay? The whole sum up of the State of the Union was that it was more divisiveness. Not say, I mean, it is what it is. It's going to be divisive. What you know what I'm saying? The right-wing ideology and left-wing ideology is not unifying. It is not a unifying mix of ideologies. They are polar opposites. I don't know how we unify with that. Beside the point, Trump literally says those people are crazy. And Michael Knowles is telling me that Trump doesn't do that. He tries to negotiate with them and then just publicly bashes them on a world stage. Trump pushing back against the crazy lefties by pointing at them and just outright saying those people are nuts.
He doesn't preen. He tries to persuade them. And he's got all sorts of different tactics for persuading people. Art of the Deal, that's his book. But Trump is interested in getting things done. He never presents himself as some paragon of philosophical or moral purity, even when what he is doing is actually better than what he says he's doing, even when his actions are better than his speech. He is a guy who just wants to get things done. He's a fixer. Drew said this in the first term. He said, thing about Trump, he's kind of like a plumber.
Yeah, it's not a blues. I don't know. It looks like an ice cube. I don't know. Probably some weird symbolism. These goofy are all, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it looks like an ice cube. I have no idea. Maybe somebody in the chat knows what that's about. I don't pay attention. I'm so glad that I never paid attention to Michael Knowles much. How is this guy famous? This is as bad as Candace. What are we doing? That's funny. Michael made a huge song and dance about how leftists should be forced to display decent behavior, but Candace should not be. Yeah, I got a feeling there's a whole lot of hypocrisy going on with this dude. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Ex-favorite daughter, I'm here to mock Candace off the internet. I'm here to just mock them all. There's nothing, you're not going to convince them. But you shouldn't just ignore them either, because that, crazy spreads, guys. Crazy spreads. The leftists aren't getting smaller. It's spreading. Crazy spreads. It needs pushback. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know how, oh, look what Trump does. That was a weird. We should all be more like Donald Trump. Yeah, to a certain extent. If you mean by pointing at crazy and letting everybody know, hey, they're crazy. Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. But he's against that. He doesn't want you to whine. Wow. Yeah, Trump is mean tweet. Yeah, 100%. Trump built his entire platform off of mockery. What is this guy talking about? Off of pushback. This dude's just making shit up. He's just making it up as he goes along here to try to, I don't even know make what he's saying sound more like holier than thou. These smaller accounts, they're little. Candace is big, but there's other little accounts. Those little accounts, Ian Carroll, Baron Coleman, Valhalla, all of them, they are pulling more views than you, Michael Knowles. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Those are not small accounts. Bots, not bots, doesn't matter. They're pushing numbers. It's just the way it is.
A lot of these pretty boy politicians, they want to go out there and make these beautiful, eloquent speeches and look really nice and coiffed. Trump, though, he's a plumber. He just wants to fix things. He wants to go out there and get things done. He wants the effect. And the rhetorical effect of this speech was magnificent. And look, it's pretty basic stuff. Put your opponents in a bad situation. Focus on the good things. Focus on what you want to talk about. Don't let your opponents dictate what you want to talk about. You set the agenda, Mr. President.
Yeah, you know, I have a feeling that was Graham's intent. Yeah, Sav Smile says, I think Michael took it personally when Graham called out Charlie's friends who aren't calling out Candace. Yeah, I think Graham probably had that intent. Hopefully it worked.
And then provide clarity on the political situation, because clarity is charity.
The silent majority theory. I would love to see the comment section on this video. So while I was trying to find this segment in this video, after I found it, I just started going through the comments. Guys, any type of like pushback in comments. I noticed this on Ben Shapiro's too. They go through and delete those, man. They don't anything negative in their comment section. They have a team of people, I'm guessing, going through and making sure that those are not public. They either delete them or hide them. Because it's all positive comments. Channel that big, this opinionated, there's no way that your whole comment section is just going to be a bunch of positive things unless you're manipulating that.
When we're talking about political violence here, you heard that clip right there from the very end, but do we have the longer version of that clip? I'm not sure that we do. Because you've got to see the camera pan around. President Trump says, we're a nation under God, and we should all reject political violence of all kinds. Some of the all the Republicans stood.
Well, yeah, I mean, Rail 80 says, please compare to Ben. This is insane. There is no comparison. You know what I mean? There's no comparison whatsoever. Ben came out and hard R her. Michael Knowles says that everybody who's pushing back against Candace is just a bunch of whiners. There's no comparison. This is wild.
Some of the Democrats stood up. None. Sorry, not none. Like a third of the total Democrats. None of the really extreme, crazy Democrats stood up.
Really annoying guy right here, or right there. I like you, dude, but you're waffling nonsense. I've had lots of arguments with people trolling Ben. Like on Ben's channel. Bro, I just did a video. You can pull it up. I went through the comments. I didn't see one negative comment. I mean, I didn't go through all of them, but I went through a good chunk of them. There was nothing negative about Ben's video. I was going through Michael Knowles, this video itself. There's nothing negative in the comments. So I'm not sure what you mean by I'm waffling nonsense, or if that's not even what you're talking about. I mean, if you're on X, like having arguments with people trolling Ben, then I guess that makes sense. Or maybe it's just like inside somebody else's comment. I didn't really go through those. I was just looking at main comments. Really annoying guy right there. Yes, on Ben's show. I could be wrong, but on the video that I did, feel free to go watch it. It just, I dropped it this morning. I was scrolling through the comments. I didn't see anything negative towards Ben Shapiro. It's not like I went through all of Ben's videos, but on that video, there were none. And I was shocked that there weren't any, because I was looking for the negative comments, because I assumed there was going to be a ton of pushback since he called out Candace at the top of his show. I just assumed that there was going to be a ton of pushback. And I didn't see any. Yeah, I'm not saying that Ben doesn't get hate. I'm saying I think they remove negative comments from their YouTube pages. You mean like I know, like when on his lives and stuff, there's a bunch of trolls in the live chat. I've seen that 100%. If that's what you're talking about. I'm just saying on like posted a video. Here's the video. It's posted. Go through the comments. Nothing negative. The only way that that's possible is if they're deleting comments. That's funny 2051. Or maybe he does realize how dangerous she is and does not want the fire. Okay. Yeah. I feel like we've talked about it. Then get out and let somebody else with balls in. If you're too chicken shit to push back against Candace Owens because you're afraid, then let somebody else who is less afraid than you take your spot. I would appreciate that. I would like to get scared people out of there so they're not easily swayed by fear to not do things, both in government and in talking head political advocates. Did Michael call out Candace by name for what evil she's doing? No. He said he disagreed with Candace and that the people pushing back against Candace are a bunch of whiners whining on the internet.
That was astounding because it drives home this point. I was talking about it in the lead up to the speech. You've got to connect all of these dots, the economy and the migration and the crime. Right now, the Republicans are leading on immigration and especially on border control and especially on crime.
Sav smiles. I think he doesn't want to lose touch with his goddaughter. He should have just stayed quiet instead of this. Well, these people just can't. They're not gonna be able to just stay quiet. Not when you're starting to get bigger. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have the highest opinion of Dan Bongino, guys. Okay, I'm not gonna hide that fact. Not a real big fan of what we saw with the Epstein files. Pretty crappy. Okay, these guys are all sort of in that same circle. So when you have Graham Allen starting to come out and call you cowards, and then you have Dan Bongino coming out, like, that's going to apply a little bit of pressure onto these guys. So they have to do something. They can't just stay quiet forever. That's not gonna help them. So we're gonna get crap like this, where they're essentially trying to save their face and their ass at the same time. What he's doing here is he's making an excuse as to why he's been silent this whole time. But he wants to make sure that you know that he disagrees with what Candace is doing. But he thinks, maybe I can reach her and Candace will come to her senses and she will realize that we should be supportive and empathetic towards Erika Kirk. I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what this dude said. Cantifa was too busy making snacks for today. What? I don't know if that was part of a conversation I missed. I rule 2530. Not that I ever watched Knowles much. He's too stuffy. But never will look at him the same after this. Yeah, I mean, this is just like no balls. What a coward. There's really no other word for it. I mean, okay, there's a lot of words for it, but YouTube friendly ones. Coward. Catherine Brandon. Yeah, right. She's never going to stop until she's in court. 100%. Even then, she probably won't stop. She's basically going through the filing in court. I mean, hasn't like gone to court yet with the Macrons, but she ain't going to stop. She's going to keep going with that. And it doesn't even matter if she loses. They can sue and win. And she can say it's all corrupt. The whole thing's corrupt. Everybody's out to get her. She's the victim. And she'll be able to continue to go. The only way Candace will stop is if Candace decides that she wants to stop. I can't look at Michael the same way after this. Like, if Candace were only getting, it's impossible. Candace is always going to get views. That's just the way it is. Congratulations, guys. That's what the right's done. We've created this giant monster, and now we have to deal with it. But Candace is just always going to be able to get views because she's always going to have something. You know what I mean? She's always going to have an audience. There are so many stupid people out there, guys. It's impossible for Candace Owens to just all of a sudden one day not have an audience anymore. And even if she had a fraction of the audience she has now, she'd still be doing what she's doing. It wouldn't matter. Whitney Stormy with the $10 super chat. I refuse to support any commentator that doesn't speak out against Candace. They're all cowards. I'm most sad about Matt Walsh. I thought he would say more. Once wasn't enough. these guys are, like, I mean, Ben Shapiro has spoken out, right? But it's not like he's doing it all the time. He's not doing it every day, which is whatever. Like, nobody expects these people to just every day make their shows about Candace Owens. But we're in February, dude. She's been running this since November on Erika, right? You're just now talking about it in almost March. Thank you for the super chat, Whitney. I rule 2530. Tim Pool, Ben, Graham, Dave, Rubin, and Dan saw something from Tatum today that too really surprised me. Might have to check that out. I've basically just completely, like, I don't even pay attention to Tatum anymore. 435 live views today when I checked quickly. She ain't stopping nothing. 435 like while her live, concurrent live viewers. That doesn't surprise me. Would she take like 10 days off to present this? Yeah, she's not stopping. She's not stopping anytime soon. What if it were their widows in Candace's crosshairs? Sav smiles. I'm going to give a little grace and say that maybe they thought that Candy would stop, but now that she's blatantly going after Erika, they can't ignore it. I mean, it's possible, but I don't know how they could think that. All they'd have to do is just pull up one of her live episodes and see the amount of views she's getting. Why would she stop? Why would you stop that? I mean, other than like if you're a good person, right? But that's not the game we're playing here. That's not the game we're playing. These people are they're just worried about their careers and keeping their audience. That's it. Nope, I don't know. Yes, cyber stalking is not a good thing. Don't do that. I really wish Mo3Kig, I don't know if I'm saying that wrong. I apologize. Mokig, I don't know. I really wish Tatum would come out. I don't agree with him on why. He lost me with his last video. He doesn't even have to do it publicly necessarily, but he admits he hasn't even done it in private. Yeah, that's wild to me. That's your like you refer to that as like your sister. You're not calling her up going, "Hey, you okay? What is going on here? You're like, what's the deal? How you sleeping? Are you taking anything? Everything okay?" I'm not even talking to her privately about it. That's wild. But out of those who are silent now, many will expect a seat at the T. Oh, of course, and TPUSA is going to have them because they get views. Because there's where come on, there's got to be a new crop of people that we can bring in. These guys suck. Whitney Stormy, I think Tatum has given up. You're probably right. You're probably right. I'm sure they're looking over their metrics and their numbers. Do you know what I mean? I feel like this is all calculated by these people based around dollars. So if they're looking and they haven't seen like a significant decrease in any of their stuff, regardless if they're being called out on the internet or not, they're not going to do it. Nine toe, sorry. He's suggesting using the same tactic Candace Owens did to Paramount Tactical. Refer to her as a small-time worker. Yeah. Well, these just, Candace is big, but all these other just small accounts, it's very few people, guys. Very few people antagonizing Erika Kirk. What a joke. I can't believe he said that. What a putz. Do you know who the Alex Stein guy is that came out about Candace? I have no clue who he is. Yeah, Alex Stein got big because he was going during COVID. Like he was doing this silly stuff where he would go to like city commission hearings and dress up as like I don't even know. He did one, I think he dressed up as a nurse and did some gag at one, and then he did another one where he was pretending to be gay, and then it was something along the lines of he that's how he got big. by doing, he's a troll. Alex Stein's a troll. He's kind of funny. I mean, he's not like the funniest person ever, but he knew Charlie. He was aware of Charlie. I think he even pulled a gag on Charlie one time. Like he showed up dressed like Charlie Kirk to a Charlie Kirk event. And then I think he ended up getting a show on the Blaze for a little while. I don't know if he still has that show or if he's just doing his own thing now. But he's just a troll. He's not like a huge figure on the political right or anything. Whitney Stormy. Alex is a funny prankster, not a serious guy. Some pretty funny stuff though sometimes. Yeah, that's Alex Stein. Yes, Alex is on Sky TV talking about it today. Yeah. He used to talk with Charlie at events sometimes. Yeah, you're not like, I mean, I don't want to like knock Alex or any. You're not missing anything by not knowing who Alex Stein is, unless you just like appreciate mediocre troll content. Then maybe check him out. Okay, we're gonna pull this up.
Okay, you guys, there is a very.
But from the sounds of it, we're probably not going to spend too much time on this. So I'm just gonna see kind of what I'm missing. I heard it was pretty bad. And then we're going to jump into the Valhalla video that I want to talk about.
A strange thing happening right now where a young woman with absolutely zero professional qualifications has been inserted.
For those who weren't in when I was talking about this early on in the show, I have not watched this yet. I did get some opinions from you guys in the chat that have already watched this. So I do apologize for making you view this again, sounding as how it was so bad. But it will be short, I believe.
At the top of a charity organization that pulled in over $250 million last year. And the media is telling you that you have no right to know or to ask anything about her. The argument being made is that her husband was murdered. Therefore, she has a right to assume the position. And despite the fact that Turning Point USA is a literal charity, and therefore it's not even have to pay tax on that $250 million plus or pay tax on the alleged future billions that it's due to rake in thanks to a deal with a man named Pierre. These talking heads are claiming that the public simply wanting to ensure the person who is running that organization is, I don't know, at a bare minimum, moderately honest about who she is.
This is how she's starting in this out? She's just going like, what? So she's just exposing herself in the first few minutes of her new series that she's upset and jealous that Erika Kirk is now the CEO of Turning Point USA. What? I thought we were getting into Charlie. She had something to do with Charlie. It's the bride of Charlie and how she's this is how she started it. You've got to be kidding me.
She says she is. No, that inquiry makes you a monster. So I guess your job is to head to work 9 to 5, receive a flurry of unsolicited emails and text messages reminding you that Charlie Kirk, the innocent man that you watched be executed in broad daylight live, you're to be reminded that that was her Charlie. My Charlie needs your help. Here's how you can give us your 401k and house. The emails have been landing into your inbox at an alarming rate, saying things like that. There's virtually nothing that the feds are telling us about his murder that makes any objective sense. But if you're feeling weird about it.
What? Yeah, okay. So does this get like, does she bring up like any evidence at all? Or are we just like Erika Kirk bashing the entire episode? And I don't mean like Erika Kirk, here's some evidence that there's nefarious things going on with Erika Kirk. Like, is she just like, I wanted to be TPUSA CEO. Why'd they make Erika? She doesn't know what she's doing. She's bad. Like, is that what this is? No, it only gets worse. And no, she doesn't. What? Kaylee 3952. She brings up Erika's ancestors and their past. She assigned Erika a new father. What?
Any of that, you're reminded constantly that she is a grieving widow. She's a grieving widow. That sentence, in my opinion, is this year's Trust the Science. She's a grieving widow. The mainstream media, of course, Zionists implied, are effectively telling you to roll up your sleeves and get the vaccine again, dopes. Tyler Robinson did it. Erika Kirk is grieving. Please allow her to do so in the privacy of the billion-dollar charity that she took over. Remember when they did the 6 feet social distancing thing? They cast that spell. Let your granddad die alone in the hospital. If you desire to see your grandma this Thanksgiving, it's because you're a demon from the gates of hell. Yeah. Resist your human instincts. Obey the government.
I Rule 2530. It gets worse and boring. Talks about her great, great, great whatever. And of course, they must be Jews. Oh.
It's the same kind of messaging, the same kind of emotional manipulation, but it's a new year. Still have questions or concerns about who Erika Kirk is and why she seems to have lied many times on record? Well, you're Satan, and I'm sorry that you are. And also, I would like to remind you that you are destroying Charlie's legacy. Now, it is very important that I remind you, we haven't even said anything yet.
She just said Erika Kirk is destroying her husband's legacy. In what way, Candace? How is Erika destroying Charlie's legacy? Does she explain, like, how she came to that conclusion? Or does she just make that statement and just, like, yeah, I'm sure Charlie's legacy is in jeopardy, not because of the people that are making up lies and attacking them. It's because of Erika Kirk.
A 2-minute trailer resulted in one of the most aggressive preemptive PR strikes that I have ever seen. They posted photos of my manager's infant daughter, my makeup artist, my family members. They left a voicemail for my producer. Okay, well, this was initially supposed to be just 3 episodes, but now I'm thinking about a season 2 and a season 3.
Hold on. She did not just do that. She did not just go, oh, these people are coming after me. They posted pictures of my manager killed. Candace, are you aware of what you psychos are doing to Erika and people at TPUSA? What the? Are you kidding me? Look what they did. They attacked me. Okay, this is going to get a little goofy. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not going to say it. I was going to say it, but I don't know if you guys are capable of a off-color joke. Yeah, you know what? We're not going to do it. Sorry, guys. Anyway, that's wild to me. That her and her little minions have just been attacking and going through every little inch and every little thing that these people did, their reactions, who they're all related to, pictures of their family members, just constant, nonstop. And then, oh, I'm the victim because people are pushing back and they're coming after, like,
because if you haven't quite figured me out yet,
this woman is nuts.
Through how we got here, I don't like it when innocent people are targeted and attacked and on rare occasions shot in the neck.
I forget who it was. Somebody in my comment section made a great point about this. Dax 101 says, why doesn't someone make a documentary about her? I'd love to see your reaction. It made sense to me, so I'm going to share it. I forget who it was. If you're in the chat, I apologize for not remembering your name. But they made the point that the only way that documentary would be effective is if it is done in a mocking way towards her. You have to mock her. That's what gets under her skin. Like, you could just expose stuff, but if you're not mocking, I don't know that it would have the same effect. Has to be mockery. She doesn't respond to mockery very well.
In broad daylight. No one blinked when entire investigative series and books were written about Hillary Clinton, Michelle Obama, Meghan Markle, because they're public figures. I've effectively endured 10 years in politics with nonstop exposés and investigations into my background, but we're told Erika is somehow untouchable. Let me tell you something. The truth does not require a multi-million-dollar PR campaign. It also does not fear inspection. So welcome to Bride of Charlie.
We have nothing to hide.
Skipping that music.
Turning Point is above board, amazing organization. And despite, in addition to that, a flurry of homosexual men making over dramatic videos about sheer evil. No, not mass murdering children. Sheer evil, investigating someone at the helm of a billion-dollar company. Despite all of that, the public remains unconvinced that she is simply a grieving widow, because she isn't simply a grieving widow. She's also the CEO and chairman of an organization.
Audrey Unfiltered. Now you have to tell us the joke. We come to you for the unfiltered commentary. Okay. Here's the joke. It's a Jew joke, guys. Okay. It's just a joke that's kind of doesn't matter. Joke is, or there's a, is the, so the Jews, right, are claiming land that is theirs. That part of the joke is that it's not, okay? And they're attacking a certain set of people for that. And then they get attacked back and they go, oh my gosh, we're being attacked, guys. We're being attacked. It's what Candace is doing. It's not going to be funny to a lot of you, okay? But that was the joke. There, are you happy? Are you happy? There's a reason I didn't want to say the joke, because it's just not going to go over well, all right? But since you paid $4.99 for that, if you did not feel like you got your money's worth, please feel free to come up with another demand from me, and I will do my best, okay?
Fact, during our preparation for this series, an investigative journalist named Elizabeth Lane went viral on X.
Kaylee, oh, this is so long. I forgot she is going to read the longest X opinion post here in the video. Okay. Is it relevant, or can I skip it and it won't affect my viewing in any way, shape, or form? Because if it's not relevant, or if you guys just like sum it up for me in the chat, we could skip that part, because I would prefer to avoid anything incredibly boring, even though from the sounds of it, the entire video is. Old mean lady. It is funny if you call her a Palestinian, because that's the unjustified victimhood. However you want to flip that around to make it funny, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Whitney Stormy. People who can't handle jokes are ridiculous and should not have internet access. It's not necessarily that people can't handle jokes. It's just whether or not the joke is funny to somebody. And that's only a joke that's funny to a certain people. I have a twisted sense of humor. I can laugh at just about anything. And for the most part, I like to think that I can see most sides of every argument. I mean, I have the sides that I prefer, right? But there we go. Perfect, Catherine. Islamic terrorists get attacked back and cry bully. There you go. Same concept, same thing. It's a snooze fest. She just rambles on and on. So a typical Candace Owens show. Gotcha. You know, early on, there was a lot of like, ooh, what is Candace gonna come out with today? Now it's just nothing. Whole bunch of babble for no reason. Like, this just sounds like somebody is super jealous that Erika Kirk, somebody she doesn't think deserves to be the CEO of TPUSA, is now the CEO. Like, that's all this sounds like. Like, no, I'm going to attack this woman because I'm jealous and I don't think she should be running TPUSA. And saying, my Charlie. What is this shit? How did we get here?
Because what she authored about Erika was brilliant. It just was objectively brilliant. It gave voice to what millions of people.
Hey, Lisa. So Lisa says I left a negative comment on Michael's video. All right. Check that. See how long it stays up. I'm curious if it goes away. Let me know. I don't know if you're on X, but if you are and that comment disappears, let me know.
people worldwide were feeling, but didn't exactly know how to express. And I'm going to read you her words in their entirety because I think it's very important, okay? Erika Lane, Elizabeth.
Okay, so this must be that long, terrible, drawn-out expo. Holy, talk about TLDR. What is this? Goes on and on. Is it, I rule, is it relevant in any way? Can I skip this and not have missed anything? Okay, I can skip it. Perfect.
Elizabeth Lane wrote, I'm left that world. The react and accident, even Hearst categorized the FBI's terrible mistake and fame, and then her potential to be that work of any society into the role that points the ceiling isn't social media, Charlie, domesticity. What makes the screen I'm going to be able to make again, this I'm going to. It's a good place to start. It is a good place.
She wrote a book on X? What was that?
To start, because there are a lot of things that Elizabeth said there that I think I am going to be able to prove.
Kaylee, you were not kidding.
Her personality to suit the people that she meets, the lies that she tells. I've done a lot of work here speaking to ex-boyfriends, speaking to old classmates. I really wanted to get a sense of who Erika was. And also, in a word, yes, I concur. There is something about her. I don't know any single personality in the media or politics that has had the same.
Lisa Longo 72 says, "Whoa, have you not seen this yet?" I'm operating on the assumption that pretty much everybody in the chat right now has basically seen this. So if you have not seen this, I'm right there with you. Right there with you.
Effect that Erika has had on people worldwide. She's a rare bird, okay? She has actually managed to unify the left and the right on a single perspective. Think about that.
Catherine, Erika Kirk needs a restraining order. I wonder if she doesn't have one. That wouldn't surprise me at all if they don't already have one on Candace Owens and multiple people. All right, well, then you're along for the ride just as I am, if you haven't seen this yet either. Some psychobabble for Candace, who supposedly doesn't believe in that. Old mean lady. If Erika is the wife of her best friend, why didn't she already have a sense of who Erika is? Yeah, that's a solid question. Solid question. You know, I'm also curious, right? How come Candace Owens, right? She's this close friend to Charlie Kirk. So close with Charlie Kirk. Why did she have to learn about the messages that Charlie Kirk was afraid somebody was going to unalive him in those days leading up to UVU? Why did she have to learn that? Didn't she say she got that from Andrew Colvette? Why didn't Charlie tell her that? I would be telling my close friends that. 100%. My wife would know, and my super close friends would most definitely know that I'm a little concerned because I would be asking for them to pray for me. Candace didn't know, which means Charlie didn't bother telling her that. Why? You're so close, Candace. You guys were so close. There's a whole lot Charlie didn't talk to Candace about. Oh, I wonder why that would be.
Amazing that is. Say what you will about Hillary Clinton, but she had a true following on the left, right? It was a bloody match back in 2016. Now, beyond Erika, what Elizabeth is diving into.
I rule 2530. She wasn't invited to Charlie's wedding. Tatum said today that he was. Tatum said that Tatum was invited, but Candace was not. Is that what you're saying, I rule? Before I comment on that, I want to make sure I've got that straight. Because I definitely have an opinion on that, if that's the case. So I'm going to need some clarification here in the chat. Tatum said that he was invited, but Candace was not. Is that correct? Or Tatum just said that he was invited and didn't say anything about. Okay, so he just said that he went to Charlie's wedding. Okay. So we don't know for sure if Candace was invited to the wedding or not, but she wasn't there, correct? Candace was not at Charlie's wedding? And I'm wondering if that doesn't have something to do with Erika. Not necessarily that Candace like didn't want to go because of Erika. Maybe Erika didn't want Candace there. I would like to know. I would be curious to know anyway. But that's neither here nor there, really.
Here is psychology, right? She's guessing and she's speaking about psychology, a social science that was created, to be very clear, by German mystical Jews, right? They believed in mystical Judaism. They were practicing the occult. Now, if you are a regular viewer of this show, you know that I have sort of obsessed myself with this history over the past 2 years, the books that we read in book club, all about the very dark history of modern psychology and its direct relationship to child abuse.
Yeah, I don't think Erika likes Candace very much. Even before all of this. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Erika's not a real big fan of Candace.
Trauma-based mind control. That's what the book The Assault on Truth lays out. This person wasn't just an author that was guessing when he wrote this book. He was in control of the Sigmund Freud archives and lost his entire career just trying to ring the alarm on what these scientists knew. He explains that they abuse children with the goal of transforming them into future psychopaths that can be controlled. That is the science that was brought here to America via Operation Paperclip. What began as Project Monarch in Germany ultimately became MK Ultra in America. The Manson murders, the 60s, all of that was our government, CIA gone wild after the assassination of JFK for drugging and experimenting upon citizens.
Well, I'm sorry. I was focused on the chat and I was just letting this play. And when I started paying attention, we're talking about MK Ultra and JFK. What did I miss? What does this have to do with Erika Kirk? I am so confused now.
With the explicit goal of controlling minds, social engineering, making people get into a formation. These are indisputable and historical facts. This brought forth the dawn of serial killers in America, too many of them with curious ties to the military. Yeah, MK Ultra was a military-grade program.
This is was it like a 3-part series that she's doing? Wouldn't you want to like come out the gate swinging? Wouldn't you want to just drop some serious bombs right away? To just really grab that and hold on to that? This is boring.
Truthfully, behind every unthinkable crime is a deranged psychologist and a prescription cabinet. If you think that MK Ultra ever stopped, I hope that the Epstein files and the stunning defense of the Epstein files from our quote-unquote elites helped to shatter that illusion for you.
It wasn't John Mappin, her buddy Mappin, wasn't he in the Epstein files? She talk about that yet? No, nah, we're not going to talk about that.
MK Ultra during the Kamala Chronicles. Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, is suing me for merely mentioning MK Ultra on Tim Dillon's show. How bizarre. Why is the president of France, who himself is a victim of minor sex abuse, so concerned about that conversation?
Frangie David, oh, you're not paying attention to Candace and you're letting her drive us crazy? I'm trying, but I'm like, I can't help it. The amount of Candace I have, my brain, I have to like hyper focus or my brain it just is like, no, I know what this voice is. We're not listening to that. So I have to try really hard. Otherwise, right, it just tunes her out. But I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to try. Okay. I'm going to focus up here.
Conversation being opened up. Independent study into Sigmund Freud and what he and his colleagues were doing in Vienna is crucial for you to understand what is going on in this world and the way that the world works, okay? Now, pivoting back to Erika and her story, I will tell you my personal opinion and my experience with her. What alarms...
Are you sure it's not the same thing? CJB34, well, Scientology is better than MK Ultra. we sure it's not the same thing?
About Erika isn't so much the fact that she lies, which we will prove to you over.
Speaking of which, did you guys catch Gary's episode with that Scientology guy? I've watched a little stuff like, well, I'm probably going to say her name wrong. That Rhea, whoever, that famous actress that came out and left Scientology and did all. Aren't those people are creepy? Like, those are the creepiest of the creepy, or Scientologists, current or former. They creep me out like way worse than Mormons.
And over again, but it's also the fact that I don't know that she's aware that she's lying. It's almost as though she doesn't remember. Like the version that she's telling us today or yesterday was just recently downloaded into her mind, and she therefore thinks it's true. Like a faulty memory.
I haven't read through like exactly why Candace Owens is being sued by the Macrones. So I don't know like the exact specific details in the lawsuit. But I can't imagine like that might be in there or part of it with the MK Ultra thing. But I can't imagine that's the only reason she's being sued by the Macrones. That's wild that she just said that. Ex-favorite daughter. We had to, so now you have to. That doesn't. Yes, Leah. I mean, I'm going to keep trying here. I rule. Leah Remini. That's it. Well, she wasn't on with Gary. Some other Scientologist dude was on with Gary. But I'm just saying, like I was just saying, I've watched some things on it. Like one of the documentaries was Going Clear. And then I think Leah Remini was on the Joe Rogan podcast years ago talking about leaving Scientology and how crazy it is. But even then, like, they're still part of, like, it's still in them. They're weird. Like, there's people who come out, they, like, speak out against Scientology. I forget the guy's name, but, like, they end up going back to Scientology because they're insert whatever word you want to refer to them as. They're weird. They're just weird.
Or something. I'm saying that I'm not sure if she's fully aware that she's lying, because it's like some of the lies are so stupid. She's just sort of going. I want you to also know, by the way, of course, we reached out ahead of this episode. We reached out to her specifically with just 4 questions pertaining to past statements that she's made that do not appear to align with the reality of what we have discovered. Okay. For example, here's just one example. We are told that Erika Kirk was raised by a strong, independent, entrepreneurial, single mother who taught her how to be a good Christian, a devout Catholic mother. Lori Franzwe, right? As an aside, that this Catholic mom, who am I to judge Catholics?
Yes, whatever her correct name is. Yes, that's who I mean.
But she's been married 4 times that I can see. We'll talk about that more down the line. More importantly, though, you will recall that Erika sat down for an in-person interview with the New York Times days after Charlie was publicly assassinated.
How did I fix her audio? It's always so low. Just the way that I run it through the audio PC on my back end, I think. That sound weird? That sounded weird. That's not how I meant it. It's just, it's in through the PC audio, not necessarily the audio that she's pushing out. I don't know how to explain it. I just know how to do it.
And she confirmed to them that the least traumatizing part about Charlie's assassination was the prospect of her now having to raise her children alone. She wasn't traumatized by that idea because she had seen the example set for her by her mother growing up. As People magazine later echoed, quote, Erika Kirk has learned a lot from her mother, Lori Franzwe. After welcoming her daughter in November of 1988, Franzwe...
I will not be showing Gary and Jay Witt my little tricks, my little secrets of the trade. Those are mine.
divorced Erika's father, Kent Franzwe, and raised her as a single mother in Scottsdale, Arizona. Lori spent nearly 2 decades working for General Electric before founding multiple companies in the network security industry, according to her LinkedIn. So you can see they're seeding the public with the idea that you can raise kids and be a single mom and also be a CEO and boss babe it. Okay. The only problem is that it's just not true. Erika was not raised by a single mother, like at all. Erika's father, Kent
Song Sparrow 3125. Not a single effing boundary attacking the widow, her children, her friends, coworkers, and now her mom. The audacity, Candace. Can't stand her. I agree. This is incredible what human beings are capable of doing.
Franzway, by the way, he's Kenneth Franzway,
not in a good
but he
way.
goes by Kent, was always in her life. So much so that for entire years.
No, her husband probably is. Candace clearly isn't good at contracts. Daily Wire proved that. George probably owns everything she has.
Of her childhood, Kent was actually a stay-at-home dad. So almost the exact opposite thing was true at one point. Now, you don't have to take my word for it. You can actually take Erika's. Take a listen.
Hold on. I do not want to knock the stay-at-home dads. I do not. There are some who had to have.
Well, I would assume her last name is definitely Farmer now, right? Unless they have the type of relationship where she just didn't take the last name legally. But I don't know if Candace, probably not. Wouldn't surprise me if it's a pseudonym. I think it's what they're called, right? Pseudonyms. Maybe not. Whatever the word is where people use a fake name. That word.
To temporary have to switch that role. That happened to my parents a long time ago. Granted, again, they got a divorce, so that probably falls into your bucket. But
I am an anthropologist.
But my dad was a stay-at-home dad for a few years, and I got to say it was really sweet and really special. I was 4, but that was...
Of course, it's not an indictment of the morality of
No,
it.
but if you're saying from the get-go, I want to be a stay-at-home...
Was that something like she took the name of somebody else because she was raised by somebody? Is it that kind of thing? Or did she just change the last name because Rose didn't have quite the same ring to it as Owens? Like, I'd be curious.
Home.
It is a imbalance.
Dad.
It's an imbalance of nature.
So, stay-at-home dad for a couple of years. She remembers it, so I would assume started at 4 for a couple of years. People don't typically remember being 1 and 2, and now he wasn't in her life. Now, to be clear, Erika was 10 years old when her parents divorced in 1998. So her father was very much a part of her early childhood, and he did not stop being involved in her teenage years either. I've spoken with classmates, past boyfriends, and people are generally bewildered as to why Erika is now publicly representing as though she does not have a relationship with Kent.
Is she representing that she doesn't have a relationship with her dad? Did I miss something? I think I'm misunderstanding what the argument Candace is trying to make here. Is it that because something about she was raised by a single mother or something? I grew up, my parents were divorced. Somebody asked me, I would say that I was raised by a single mother, even though my dad was still in my life too, right? You know, he had visitation, the whole thing, but I would still spent most of my time with my mother, who was a single mother. So I don't know what the point she's trying to make here.
Man that she claims is her father, at least, or also something she fails to mention.
Cherry Hudson, you are obviously one of these bloviating know-it-alls who spouts off without knowing the context. You're picking out phrases without listening to the whole thing. Let the guy, this is for somebody else. Who's in here not letting me talk? What's going on? What's happening in the chat? Did I miss something?
Is that even if you removed Kent, Erika was raised with her stepfather in her home, a man named Larry Ginta. In her high school yearbook, actually, Kent is included, her father, biological father, in a collage, and so are his parents, her grandparents, Carl and Elaine. So we can reasonably assume that her father was in her life. We can also assume from that photo that Erika was exceedingly close to her stepfather too. You can bring that back up, Michelle, and I'll show that. but he's featured there too. You've got Larry in the photo because he has been a fixture in her life since before her parents' divorce was ever finalized.
Fixture. It's a fixture. Fixture in her life. Have there been some good mispronunciations in this? I missed it if there were.
And his son are also in the collage. I confirmed with classmates Larry and Lori were together since Erika's elementary school days. In other words, Erika grew up in a situation that is now termed as a bonus dad. Both her biological father and her stepfather figure were present and all living in and around the Scottsdale area. So why this little public misrepresentation?
Fixture.
I would be super offended if I was a stay-at-home dad. And then suddenly you've got someone saying, I was all alone. My mom did it all by herself. Now, you will see throughout this investigation that there are a lot of little wrinkles like this in Erika's story. The question is, what broader purpose do they serve? Because I thought about that, and I remember reading in Xavier Poussard's book, Becoming Brigitte, that it is actually an intentional strategy of deception, a strategy used by the media in creating and curating a legend about, in this case, he was talking about Brigitte, how the press would intentionally make minor edits or overlook certain dates, small adjustments rather, made over a long period of time, a date wrong here, an age miscalculation there, just ever so slightly, because minor tweaks over a long period of time aren't noticeable, even though they ultimately amount to a big lie. This is exactly what I have found to be immediately frustrating about examining Erika's life. Minor tweaks that almost look like they could be mistakes. And you go, but really? Do people make these kinds of mistakes?
Yeah, all the time. All the time. What is she talking about? If you were to ask me about stuff from my past and like you had exactly what it was, and I just haven't thought about it in a while, but I wanted to give you an answer, I would try to recall as best as I could. There's a solid chance I'm going to get some shit wrong. It's not because I'm lying. What is she talking about? Yeah, yeah, what? Yeah, all the time.
Let's start with her birthday. Okay, give you another example here. Erika Francevay, we are told, was born on November 20th, 1988 in Cincinnati, Ohio. Great. There's a newspaper relic announcing her birth 2 weeks later on December 6th. It tells us that she was born at Good Samaritan Hospital. Fantastic. To Kent and Lori Francevay. Check. Amazing. By the way, it's just something to know about Good Samaritan Hospital. A little fun fact. That actually used to be the U.S. Marines Hospital at Good Samaritan Hospital.
I just out of curiosity, I don't know if anybody's checked this. So this is a clip from December 6th out of the Good Samaritan Hospital. Does that mean that like, does it say like she was born on December 6th, or did this just get like printed and able to read on December 6th? Like they're just reporting births that happened a few weeks prior or whatever the case is. What did I miss here? What is the point of this?
Great. There's a newspaper relic announcing her birth 2 weeks later on December 6th. It tells us that she was born at Good Samaritan Hospital. Fantastic. To Kent and Lori Francevay. Check. Amazing. By the way, it's just something to know about Good Samaritan Hospital. A little fun fact. That actually used to be the U.S. Marines Hospital. One that once upon a time caused a little bit of a scandal for
the military, guys. The military. The United States military is all involved with just unaliving them.
Experimenting on brains of patients, the brains of patients. Anyway, the story goes that the U.S. Marine Hospital.
Yeah, you know, I keep waiting for it. I feel like that's part of this whole. Like, if you're going to push a conspiracy, like the whole point of it is to bring valid points. So I still expect them.
Just up and decided to gift the hospital to the Catholic Sisters of Charity out of the goodness of their Marine hearts or something.
A lot.
Because our military is known for that, just being really, really kind and giving up.
I think
hospitals.
somebody said they saw it at one point. It was like 400,000 or something concurrent views.
Point is, we learned from this newspaper clipping that Erika was born on November 20th. and she maintains that birthday today. But oddly, that would be news to her parents. Kent and Lori, for whatever reason, think that Erika was born 2 days later on November 22nd. We know this because of their divorce filings, which took place in 1998. On that divorce initial filing, Lori, who filed, lists Erika as having been born on November 22nd, multiple times. Now, in case you're thinking, well, maybe this was a mistake, you should know that the filing done by her mother, Lori, only has 4 statements of fact. It's effectively a one-pager. One of the facts is that Kent and Lori were married on November 20th, 1995 in Marblehead, Massachusetts. So they decided to get married on Erika's, what would have been Erika's 7th birthday. Okay, that's strange. I mean, at least the birthday she says she has, but this document is saying, no, she's born 2 days later, so I guess it wasn't her 7th birthday. Attached to this document, which was filed on July 20th, 1998, is another document that I can only assume was scanned in with an intention to further confuse people. It's a separation agreement, which is not notarized, it's not dated, so it's almost not relevant, and it completely edits the date of the marriage between Kent and Lori from November 20th, 1995 down to November 7th, 1982. A casual 13 years and 13 days wiped out, okay? Like I said, you can just ignore that because I think that document was just put in there to confuse people.
Yeah, but these are documents drafted up by attorneys. Like it's possible that there are just little discrepancies here and there. So I don't know what any of this has that's like, oh, they're getting all these dates wrong and it's just all manufactured and they're all just fake people and none of them are real and they're all part of this giant government psyop cover up, like or there's just discrepancies that happen in legal paperwork sometimes.
Take it from me, I'm a notary, one in the state of New York, although my license is expired. You can't just skip over a notary portion of a document and just be fine with that. In fact, we decided to dig through Ohio law and other publicly available divorce documents to see what they look like, and they are legitimate. And here's a side-by-side so you can see on the right is what is scanned into their file with totally different dates. And on the left, you can see that that's what it should look like. You get it notarized, okay? But it's going to get even more absurd when we examine the divorce decree. So for the uninitiated, the first document's just the filing. I, Lori, am pursuing a divorce, and here are the facts. And now what comes after that is the decree or the final judgment, okay? Now, I do want to note that this was the fastest divorce in the history of divorce because she filed on July 20th, 1990.
Modesty says, yeah, wrong day and wrong year. Good lawyer. I don't know how much experience you have with lawyers. I have a little. Depending on your income level. Some of them are pretty stupid.
And then we have a decree on November 10th of the same year. So this is like 3 months.
And it's definitely, or not definitely, but most of the time, the paperwork being done is by the paralegals, who are even dumber.
Later. Once again, the marriage date is listed, the initial marriage date between Kent and Lori, as November 20th, 1995 in Marblehead, Massachusetts. But oddly, you can see that somebody just went in and tried to edit that date by hand afterward, adjusting the wedding date.
Yeah, because discrepancies, because guys, I hate to tell you this, but lawyers and paralegals aren't the smartest people on the planet. There are definitely some paralegals and lawyers that are incredibly smart, but there's a bunch that are not.
Down this time to 1985. Not 1982, hoping, I guess, that no one would catch that. I guess the unnotarized 1982 that we saw in the initial filing was too difficult. It would have been too obvious. So this time they're attempting to do it by hand and edit the date of marriage back just 10 years, not 13 years. This is not subtle. It is not normal, and it bothers me greatly. Take it from someone who is chronically...
How do we know that this is not normal? We're just going to go through everybody in the country's legal filing paperwork and pick through and find out if there's discrepancies like this with anybody else to declare whether or not this is not normal. okay, we need to, if you want to say it's not normal, then we need to go through a whole ton of other people's stuff and figure out if we find any weird discrepancies like this with anybody else's stuff. Feel like you're probably going to.
Being sued. That is not how modifications work on court documents. You can't just use a pen and write something on a divorce decree. You just can't do that. People have to initial, you got to date, you got to see who saw it. This is crazy to me. My suspicion, and again, this is just a general.
What year was this going on? I feel like things have changed a little bit, right? Like you might not be able to do that stuff today, but everybody's got their stories about drinking and driving way back in the day and the cops just following them home to make sure they got home okay. Like that doesn't happen anymore. Doesn't mean that it never did. Same with this. Like it might have been a little different story back then with legal paperwork. You might have just been able to be like, oh no, we'll just cross that off. It'll be fine.
The suspicion is that this was done after the fact. Maybe someone had a friend down at the county clerk who was responsible for scanning those docs into the system. And they just kind of did that. Because that's not real life. That's just not real life. And once again, that has another casually added separation agreement, which is still not notarized, with an entirely different date of marriage. And the crazy part is that the separation agreement, in that separation agreement, Kent Francevay is waiving his rights to an attorney with no notary present. He just agrees that Lori's lawyer can represent him on everything. So what are we to discern from this?
Yeah, this stuff gets screwed up all the time. Legal paperwork gets messed up all the time. This isn't a crazy concept.
We are at 4 different plausible marriage dates between Kent and Lori Francevay across 2 documents. I should also add that I could not find a single trace of their alleged marriage in Marblehead, Massachusetts.
Hey guys, what point is she making here? Does she make a point with this? Or is it just like, oh, look, weird. Okay, moving on. I would really like to know what the point is. Song Sparrow 3125. Seriously, though, what is her point? Spit it out. Get to the point. Nothing. Wonderful. So it's just here, look, weird. Okay, next. There isn't any point. That's insane. That is, I would want a point. Like I would want to be going through this and then make a point that this is, you know what I mean? Like, okay, well, explain to me why this has any relevance to anything about Erika becoming CEO of TPUSA. 10 seconds? Is it that bad?
Lori's lawyer can represent him on everything. So what are we to discern from this? We are at 4 different plausible marriage dates between Kent and Lori Francevay across 2 documents. I should also add that I could not find a single trace of their alleged marriage in Marblehead, Massachusetts. Doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, but I couldn't find it across any date. In Marblehead, I think
she missed a couple of some T's in there, it sounded like, huh?
To know is certainly an interesting town to pick.
Massachusetts.
Because it's the recognized birthplace of the Marine Corps. We're going to keep hearing the Marines coming up throughout this entire story. We're just laying the groundwork here. Now, I should note, to be responsible here, that there are divorce-related documents that are available.
I rule. Are you making a joke, or is that legit? Is that where she goes with this? She's going to imply later that they aren't her real parents. Or do you think that's just what's going to come in like the next episode or the third one or however many she's doing of these?
In Ohio online that we simply are not allowed to have access to. Like people have privacy, that makes sense. So it's entirely plausible that they went in and fixed these glaring errors that for some reason a judge, we're supposed to believe a judge signed off on this many wacky different dates. But the point here is just to demonstrate to you how even the most mundane facts about Erika's life are frustrating to verify. And that's just an appetizer, my friends. Because then we received a very interesting email from Sweden. Yeah, my Sweden fans, what's up? What's up, Sweden? And it led me to even more questions about Erika's paternity. We are going to be right back after a break. All right, you guys, some good news. Thanks to you.
Oh, hang on one second, guys. Ad break. Ad break.
What we can confirm to you, however, is that if she was doing that, breaking the law and committing fraud is something that Lori's family is kind of historically known for. They kind of arrived into this country doing just that. You see, Lori Franzwe, like I said, was born Loretta Abbas. She was named after her Syrian grandmother, Loretta Abbas. I want to sear into your mind right now that the Abbas family history is steep in gambling and casinos. All about gambling and casinos specifically. As we go along in this series, the history and the present of gambling casinos is going to become increasingly relevant. So let's bring in the OG Loretta Abbas, Erika's great-grandmother who died in 1990, who was just constantly being arrested for running illegal slot machines. Okay, she came over from Syria and she got to work bringing filth and fraud in Pennsylvania. You check out this article from 1941 where she testifies that she ran numbers. It says Loretta Abbas of Washington, Thomas Roberts, whatever, testified that they engaged in the numbers business and had been arrested on numerous occasions. They explained their role in the numbers lottery without giving any direct testimony against the defendants. Okay, here's another one. We could keep going, but here's another article from 1944 where she pleads guilty to a lottery charge. It was before the court. She wasn't lying. She's always arrested on a lottery charge. The state police had a search warrant, and when they entered her house, they found a quantity of number slips. She was sentenced to pay the costs and $200 or 5 months in the county jail. Like I said, this was a family thing. Her husband was Mason Abbas, and he was magnificently fraudulent. I'm talking high-speed chases down the highway, lottery tickets blowing in the wind. Check out this article from 1935, and it tells us that he was overtaken in his automobile after a chase of several miles after he had failed to obey the officer's order to stop. Yes, Mason Abbas was arrested yesterday by County Detective Frank Krebs. Before an alderman, he was held for court in default of a $1,000 bond on a charge of conducting a lottery and was fined $10 and costs for refusing to stop when ordered to do so by a uniformed officer.
So is this grandpa? Is Mason Abbas grandpa? Yo, Mason Abbas was wild. He's doing this at 40? Based Mason. He's running this at 40? Good for him. Far Mortar. What?
Officer. During the race along the National Pike, which ended in West Alexander, Abbas is alleged to have thrown a package of 100 lottery tickets from his car. Officers recovered the tickets and are holding them as evidence. Yes, lottery, gambling, slot machines. Again, sear that into your mind. Not just on Erika's maternal side of the family, not just the Abbas side, but also the Swedish side, the Franzwe side. The Swedish side of the family, I will be clear.
We don't know if any of it's real. And even what does it have to do with anything?
There's a notable difference. It seems like they've been involved legally. Carl Kenneth Franzwe is Erika's paternal grandfather. Okay, he participated extensively in horse racing. More crucially, though, he was an executive at the American Banknote Company in Illinois. This is the company that was responsible for printing lottery tickets. It's a big contract, a big deal. Here he is in a newspaper in 1974 doing just that. It reads, printing began this week on the first Illinois state lottery tickets. Up to 10,000 agents. It tells us at the bottom there that Kent Franzwe of the American Banknote Company, the printer, examines the first tickets of the initial press run. Let's stick with Grandpa Carl Kenneth Franzwe for a little bit because he is, by all accounts, obviously Swedish. Erika herself is therefore Syrian Lebanese on her mother's side and Swedish.
George is too busy getting all the. Never mind. No, we're not going to go there.
On her father's side. So something which struck me as immediately odd about Erika
you guys can fill that in for
is
yourselves.
Just how deeply she identifies as Swedish. despite her public insistence that she was raised by a quote unquote single mother. Think about that just from a social perspective. If Erika was indeed raised by a single mother, wouldn't you expect her to identify more deeply with those Lebanese Syrian roots, right? You might even understand it if she resented her Swedish roots. Like, my dad didn't do anything, and so I'm not even doing anything with the Swedes. I don't even like being.
What? Okay, I was raised by a single mother, and I don't identify with any ancestral roots. What is she talking about? I was just living my life growing up, hanging out with friends, going to school, doing my thing. I didn't care about my roots. I don't care about my roots today. Oh, I mean, I guess I don't. I really don't. Don't care. What is she talking about?
Swedish. To the contrary, Erika feels so deeply attached to her Scandinavian roots.
Gary Spry Jr., you said it, not me. You said it, not me.
That in 2019, she moved to begin the process of obtaining her dual citizenship. She posted this herself, where she is, dual citizenship commenced. Okay. Maybe you're thinking logically, well, she loves her grandpa. I had a fantastic grandpa. I get that. I should mention she comes from a very long line of the Swedish Freemasons. She definitively was close to her grandfather.
Ooh, guys, the Freemasons. The Freemasons are creepy. Full disclosure, guys. Full disclosure. I'm a Freemason. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Ah! I can tell you this, okay? I don't know. There's like, oh, if you got to be the real high 33rd degree Mason to get... Listen, all right? I mean, man, unless they're doing something different in some of these other lodges that I don't know about. I've been to a few of them, all right? It's most people become Freemasons because they want to. Okay, hold on here. I got to be careful. I've got to be careful, guys. I can't be divulging too many secrets, all right? Most people become Freemasons because they want to become Shriners. In order to be a Shriner, you have to be a Freemason, okay? A lot of Freemasons go the Freemason route because they want to be Shriners. Do you know what Shriners do? A ton of charity, and they hang out at the Shriners bar. I like this whole Freemason, and I'll be honest, like I remember hearing all about the Freemasons and all the secrets and they're the masters of the universe, and I'm like, I'm gonna get in there and find out. I'm going to get into these guys. I'm going to infiltrate the bad guys and figure it out. Boy, I got in there, man. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Listen, guys. All right. It's not, trust me when I say this. Okay. If I can become a Freemason, you guys, anybody can be a Freemason, right? To become one, all you got to do is ask one, right? It's not like this whole Freemason and all of these. It's not a secret society, guys. It's a society with secrets. It's all I can talk about. All right. It's all I can talk about.
She posts about him many, many times over the years, referring to him affectionately as her Morfar. Saw this over and over again.
Yes. Yes. Seriously. Yes. I am a Freemason. 100%. I'm being completely honest with you guys. Yes. I'm a Mason. I have my apron upstairs, and I will be buried in my apron, in my fancy white apron. And yes, guys, it's a fraternity of men, and they have, doesn't matter. All right. It's a fraternity of men. It's a bunch of dorks, but they're good people, right? We do charity. Yes. Yes. We donate money. That happens. That's the thing. It's not what, I mean, maybe at one point, or like I said, maybe in like somewhere I'm not aware of, in some lodges somewhere with the really wealthy, powerful Freemasons, but they're not like, I'm not getting a memo. I'm not getting my little peasant memo down here on what I'm supposed to be doing to further the taking over of the world.
Of him. on how much she loves him. She even mentioned her grandmother there. That's his wife, Elaine. And she says she is my angel in heaven.
I will probably never become a Shriner. Just not my thing. I wanted to find out the secrets, guys. That's what I got in there for. I wanted to know all the secrets. And now I do. So,
Call her more. So that's her.
But yeah, Shriners are they're good. They're good people.
Another post, just her grandfather, where she's gonna talk about reflecting upon losing him in 2016. She's posting this, and
by the way, just for the record, I can't lay a brick to save my ass either. All right, so I didn't learn how to build a building or anything.
She again is going to address him as her Morfar. This appears to be.
I might pull my ring out.
Wrinkle. You see, I received a flurry of emails from our fans in Sweden about this particular post, and they did not like this post. And what they told me about it, they didn't like about it, made me reconsider things. Now, I'm paraphrasing, but they said, Candace, Erika is referring to her grandfather as her Morfar. I was like, okay. So I looked it up. It means grandfather in Swedish. Like maybe she doesn't, but it's cute. Okay. Maybe she's not fluent, but it's cute. And then they explained it to me a little further. They said, no, Candace,
Morfar.
The Swedish language is quite literal here. Morfar quite literally translates into mother's father, Morfar. And farfar quite literally translates into father's father. We have different words for these things. These have entirely different meanings. You would never call your father's mother
So now we're getting all right. Okay. Everybody was laughing, joking about this. I was waiting. We are getting she's, oh my. What is happening right now? What is going on? I thought we were going to talk about Erika being involved with what happened to Charlie Kirk and the evidence. What is going on? Morfar.
Your Morfar. You would never call, that's what she's doing. She's calling him her Morfar. That is Erika's farfar. If Kent is her father, her father's father is her farfar. She said, the woman emailed this, she said, no Swedish grandfather would ever allow.
Candace could barely, she almost cracked up, right? Did I miss that? My eyes were closed because I'm trying to hold the tears back right now. She almost just cracked herself up because of how, like, she has to be aware of how ridiculous this sounds, right? Farfar. That's her farfar, not her Morfar. Farfar.
You to refer to him as Morfar if he was not actually your Morfar, okay? If he was your farfar, he'd say, very cute, I'm your farfar. Let's get that straight. This would be something akin to being someone's grandfather and allowing them to call you uncle. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. Words have meaning. So why is her
Candace missed her true calling. She should be in comedy. What is this? What is this? Oh my God. I don't know if I can take anymore, guys. We went to Freemasons to Farfar, and Morfar. And then I exposed myself as a Freemason. Oh, we're on one today, guys. We are on one. Speaking of Freeman, I don't think I paid my dues for the year yet. I should get on that. It's yearly dues, by the way, guys, in case you're wondering. Yearly dues once you become a Freemason.
Swedish grandfather, so Swedish, this line of Freemasons, Masons Swedish, allowing Erika to call him my mother's father. Lori's father? No, that's not Lori's father. What's going on here? This is an incredibly interesting wrinkle, which brings us to a point where we should introduce you to the family tree so you can just kind of see what's going on here. Because
tell me about
this Morfar scandal troubles me deeply. Is Erika lying? Is she mistaking? Is she making a mistake at all? Or is she accidentally actually trying to tell us the truth? Let's take a look
that's
at
okay.
some other interesting tidbits.
Hold on, where is that?
On March 21st of 2019, Erika
I want her to say it. I
visits
just want her to
with
keep saying
Charlie.
it. She
She's
should
in
just
Jerusalem
she
with
should just
Charlie.
do an entire episode where she just goes live and she just says more far, 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 more far. Marfar, Marfar, Farmar. Like, just do that. Just do that, Candace.
What is known as Zion's Gate.
That's good
in
content right
Jerusalem.
there.
She posts a picture with a pretty curious caption. It reads in part, meet Darla, a Romanian Jew that now calls Israel home. She was sitting by my family's dedication sign for restoring the Zion Gate in Jerusalem. Oh. What? Why
Yes.
is Erika
It
describing
would be an improvement. Yes.
Zion's Gate as her family's dedication? Speaking of which, why does her one-time roommate, Nicole Rothstein, allege that half of their family, referring to her and Erika's family, is Jewish?
You guys, I'm not going to lie. You said this was boring. This is the most entertaining Candace video I've ever seen. Or at least this part. You guys lied to me. You said it was boring. This is hilarious. How dare you? How dare you tell me these lies that this was boring? This is the most entertaining Candace Owens has ever been in her life. Just that little segment. The clips are going to be great. They're probably already out. I haven't seen it yet, but the clips are going to be fantastic. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't start busting those out tonight yet. More far. More far. Yeah, I know that. Is she though? I mean, I might have to watch it, not with you guys, but I might have to watch it. But I feel like she almost cracked herself up going off on that insane more far tangent.
Sense? She also claimed that after Charlie's assassination, that Erika, she was online going back and forth with people, that Erika was her best friend and her cousin, Nicole Rothstein.
Fair point.
Said this. Now, I want to be clear, the Rothstein family, the Zion's Gate is their dedication. Nicole wouldn't be lying if she posted that it was her family's dedication, but Erika? Also, how did Erika and Nicole Rothstein get so close? Remember, Erika presents that she was raised by a single mother on the Lebanese side. If Erika is telling the truth about her paternity, then Nicole Rothstein, I don't understand who this would be to her. Nicole Rothstein, it's going to sound ridiculous, but this is the reality. If Erika's telling the truth, Nicole Rothstein would be Erika's father's sister's husband's previous wife's daughter's daughter. In other words, zero blood relation, not even kind of related, kind of crazy. You would even call each other cousins. People do that. It's cool. It's my cousin. It's my cousin. Okay, cool. Erika.
Do you guys want to know what the best kind of comedy there is? The unintended kind. That is the best. Prove me wrong.
Goes a little further, though. Erika also posted a lovely tribute to Alan Rothstein, Nicole's father, online. She calls him.
12 days, right? She took off. She had to have worked on this a little bit. She didn't think a little bit like, maybe we'll just skip the more far stuff. Cause I feel like that could really bite me in the, what. Nobody was like, hey, Candace, listen. Okay. Great thing we got going on here. Maybe not the more far stuff. Or if you are going to touch on that, just make it really brief. Okay, let's not continue to repeat the more far more far stuff. No, nobody's in Candace's corner helping her out going, "Oh, the internet."
Him uncle.
What?
Uncle? Whoa. If Erika's telling the
You're
truth
kidding.
about who her parents are, to Erika, that would be her father's sister's husband's previous wife's daughter's husband. Suffice it to say, again, absolutely zero blood relation, and yet Erika is extraordinarily close to him as well. Now, we can show you on the family chart just how removed this is. It's insane. Okay, but we actually couldn't even fit it. It's so far removed. So you got her aunt, Carla, is married to a guy named Jack, but Jack was also.
I don't know. I don't know what's normal anymore at all. What timeline are we in? What is going on?
Previously married to somebody else, which you see there named Edna. And this is Edna and Jack's line. This has nothing to do with Erika Francve. Again, how did she get so close to these people? Why is she referring to them as her family and declaring that Zion's Gate, which is actually their family's dedication, which has nothing to do with her Aunt Carla, why is she saying that that's her family's dedication? That makes no sense. I'm struck by this.
Wow.
We could imagine how it could make sense. Now, again, we're imagining here. We're trying to make sense of the things that Erika is saying. I could imagine a very easy way it could actually make sense. Her closeness to the Rothsteins, her dedication to Jerusalem, if and only if we take Erika literally when she says Morfar. Let's assume that Grandpa Carl is indeed her mother's father. That would mean, well, obviously, Lori's wouldn't be her mother. It would also mean that Kent, just by nature of him being a man, is not her father. We're looking for her mother's father. So we have to start looking at Kent's siblings that are females. That would give us only 3 options. We can bring this back up. One of Kent's sisters would be my first pick. Again, we're in conspiracy land here, but I'd go with Carla because she's married to Jack Solomon, and that is Jack Solomon's dedication. Carla wasn't even married to Jack until 2002. She just jumped in and was like, this is my whole family and my family's dedication. No. But if Carla, her mother's father, if her mother was Carla, actually it would all make sense. Solomon is the very man who financed the restoration of Zion's Gate in Jerusalem. If Jack Solomon was her father, then Nicole Rothstein would indeed be her blood relative cousin. But again, that's purely speculation. We don't have to go into speculation. Let's give you the facts more about Jack Solomon. What is factual is that Jack Solomon eventually marries Carla Francve in 2002. And there are also some other really interesting facts about Jack. Jack and Erika's mommy aunt, I don't know, Carla, live in...
Guys, what is happening? What is this? What? Like, hey, Candace, can you repeat that? Can you, once you break this down, can you go back and just say everything you just said again without looking at your notes and help me understand what is this?
Utah. He graduated from what is today known as Utah Valley University. He's very involved in the university. It was formerly known as...
This is beyond boring. We are being exposed to the mind of a madman right now. Just, here you go. Look how my thoughts work.
Utah Valley State College when he graduated from there. He also created on their campus the Center for Jewish Studies. I mean, at the very least, you'd think with all of the money that he poured into that university, he might be able to call someone to get us more footage of Tyler Robinson. Or Carla. How about Carla? She's married to the man. She could have maybe, in my imagination, made it to the hospital.
You are not the only one, Jill. Jill says, I've totally lost focus. My can't think clearly anymore because Candace destroyed brain cells. This is not what I was expecting at all. That trailer made it look like she was going to be like trying to frame things in a certain way that what is this? Can I stop? Do we have to keep watching, Candace? Can I stop and go on to the Valhalla stuff? What do you guys think? Because the Valhalla stuff, I mean, it's sort of, we're back to like rage quitting almost with Valhalla, but that one's going to be brief. It's not going to be long because he makes an interesting comment that I would like to just point out the hypocrisy on. Is that what's going on? So we have to tie Erika Kirk to being a Jew somehow. And then it all makes sense. Is that where she's going with this? I've been in and out too. Yeah, It's all good. You handle that. Don't. Yeah, we definitely want to keep your banking and stuff up to date. Yeah, good. You know, Karen, yeah. I mean, I wanted to really early on, and then I realized how completely crazy and insane it was. And now I just want to laugh at it and make fun of it because it's way more fun to do that because it doesn't make sense at all. I don't like giving her views, says Catherine, so I check it out here, but it's painful. Erika's not Jewish. And even if she was, I mean, she's Catholic, right? She's Catholic. But even if she was, and my pit back, Bronson, truly love your honesty and fairness on topics. This is why we love you. I appreciate that. I'm just here to have fun, guys. This is all just about having fun and making fun of stupid people who are more stupid than me. There's no, it does. Modesty says that's the problem is it doesn't make sense. It doesn't lead to anywhere. It's just like, come on, what do we get to 9-10? What happened to Charlie Kirk? Show me the ties there. I don't need to know somebody's entire backstory history going back to her more fars to somehow tie that to what happened to Charlie Kirk on 9-10. This is nuts. Missy Beth, family isn't always blood. True. Mama Bear 130. She's got nothing. Correct. That's why this is happening. Because she doesn't have anything. It's just an attack on Erika. She just wants to slander Erika. That's it. It's just an attack. I'm jealous of Erika because she became CEO of TPUSA and married Charlie. And that's all this is. $11.11 Kelly Kennedy says, I would love to know what all you guys in the chat are doing right now as you listen. Hopefully something incredibly productive. Because this is not, or maybe it is, making fun of Cam, just laughing at her. Yeah, that's productive. Sure, we'll go with that. We will go with that. Okay, I can't, guys. We've got to, well, Lisa Longo, so far I see nothing slanderous yet. Yeah, I'm sure that's coming. Do we need to keep going? And then we got 1 or 2 more episodes of this, maybe more, depending on how well it does, I suppose. Smart. Lisa says, I'm on the treadmill. Smart. Ex-favorite daughter. Just incredible how much she hyped this nothing burger. Yeah, I mean, she could have at least put something in here, like clip things out of context and try to piece it together to make it look really, you know what I mean, controversial. Like this is, I mean, she's not above that. So do that. Although, or if she just wants to get on and talk about more far more, that would be good too. I'd take that. Missy Beth 7185. Yes, that's this whole thing. She's going to keep dragging it out. Of course. TFCS. She wants more content from Charlie's tragedy. Now she's trying to force it by making a series. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm okay with it as long as she keeps talking about more far. Totally okay with it. Whatever you do, Candace, just more far. Far, more far. Far more. Okay, let's go over to Valhalla real quick. So the title of this video is Dan Bongino calls Candace Owens demonic scum in massive crash out. This is not a long one. I promise you. The point goes relatively quickly here.
To feel the little licks of the flames of hell.
Oh my gosh.
On every inch of your body. Fuck you.
And the Academy Award goes to, drumroll please, Dan Tough Guy Bongino. Wow. Look at this performance, everybody. Absolutely crushing it. And the Academy goes wild.
I always get sketched out with these intros on videos with music if they're copyrighted or not. I don't need those problems.
News yet again. Yes, everybody's least favorite file protector, Dan Bongino, is making waves this week. And what for? Well, if you haven't seen, he went on an insanely emotional theater kid beta male crash out over Candace Owens, of course, because yes, all of these male MAGA influencers just can't seem to do
I don't think so. I think he's married.
anything but attack a female podcaster.
Hold on,
because
did you
that's
guys hear
what
that? Did you guys? This is the point I want to talk about. Are you guys ready?
anything but attack a all of these male MAGA influencers, of course, because yes, all of these male MAGA influencers just can't seem to do anything but attack a female podcaster, because that's what tough guys do.
Because that's what tough guys do, is they attack poor Candace Owens. Coming from the dude who has spent months attacking Erika Kirk. You didn't think that one through too good before you made that stupid comment, did you, Valhalla? No, you didn't really think about it too much. I'm going to be tough guy. I'm going to be, not saying he's not, all right? I want to make that very clear. Okay? I don't need that kind of heat. But if you're going to be, you can't, like, you should really try doing this without being a complete hypocrite. Oh, all these beta male people on the right attacking Candace Owens. Tough. Bro, you've been attacking Erika Kirk, who is a woman, for how long, dude? Are you kidding me? And with your own logic, Valhalla, that makes you pretty beta, bro. Yeah. Bunch of tough guys on the Canditard side. Bunch of beta tough guys attacking a widow. Because, she cry funny. She cry different. She wear sparkly clothes. Blah, blah, blah. Just no brains. Pounding, and it like, yeah, that. She cry funny. She no tear. Weird. That was the point. That's what I just started watching. I was like, I wonder what Valhalla's got to say about Dan Bongino. And then that happened right away. And I was like, are you serious? These people, maybe, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Maybe they're just that stupid. I can't imagine, right? I don't know if you guys have gone on to Valhalla's channel, right? But he is like intro video. When you click on the channel, he's talking and he's basically giving like an introduction about not holding people like him in like any type of high regard, because deep down they're bad people. Shouldn't listen to him. Shouldn't put him up on a pedestal. Like, this is his own words in his own video, because of wartime and them going out and doing what wartime people have to do, and high-fiving and enjoying it, not feeling bad about it. So he uses like, don't listen to me, I'm not a good person. He talks about other friends he's had in special forces, how they're like the best dads in the world, they're the best husbands in the world, but deep down they're just evil, terrible people, and we shouldn't listen to them, and we shouldn't put them at any type of. So okay. So then why should I listen? Why should I listen to you, Valhalla? If you're a bad person, admittedly a terrible person, you're irrelevant then. All of your opinions are irrelevant, because you told me you are a terrible person and I shouldn't listen to you. I shouldn't put you on any type of pedestal whatsoever. And I think he's right, especially when he tries to make this point, that a bunch of beta males are attacking Candace Owens while he's attacking Erika Kirk. Him and all his tough guy macho content influencers. While they're attacking Erika Kirk, he's going to call people on like Dan Bongino, which, guys, I'm not a fan of I liked Bongino until everything happened with with the Epstein stuff, guys. It's just the way it is. I'm just not a fan. I don't like how that went down. But at the same time, like, I'm not going to, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go, oh, Dan Bongino, the beta male coming out and attacking Candace Owens while I'm, attacking Erika Kirk. Like, unbelievable. No self-awareness at all with any of these people, apparently. It's absolutely incredible. Just none. No self-awareness. Or they just don't care. Somebody was telling me earlier that Jesse on Fire I think he had like a debate or something. He brought some other dude on to talk about some other crazy wild conspiracy, and they like went back and forth about Jesse's conspiracy that Charlie Kirk is still alive. I'm not sure what the other guy was, but somebody was telling me that I should check the video out. So I might, but I can only handle so much stupid in one day. And more far, that's going to be a tough one to beat. That is going to be a tough one to top. But yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing you guys don't pay any attention to Jesse on Fire, but I'm pretty sure I'm dead on with my theory on that. And that's, he saw these people getting cease and desist letters and he went, "Oop, I like money too much. How can I save my face and my ass at the same time? I know. I'll just push something so crazy and so stupid that clearly I'm just doing it for entertainment, because there's no way any reasonable person would actually think that Charlie Kirk is still alive." So then he can sort of keep his audience without upsetting them too much, and he can keep getting those views and those super chats. Pretty sure I'm right on with what's happening there. But I might be wrong. But I don't think I am. It's the only thing that makes sense. Or Jesse's that retarded. And I mean, maybe. Maybe. Isn't he? I thought he was more of a downer guy. Right? Doesn't he talk about Kratom a lot? Isn't that his thing? Or I guess there's upper Kratom. I don't know. I don't know anything about all that stuff. I don't even know if I can talk about that. Lisa Longo, Bongino Army here too. Yeah, guys, listen, I'm not going to be like, oh, everybody needs to come out and hate Dan Bongino. Like, I'm just not, I was bummed out, guys. Like, I was like most people when Cash Patel, whoa, I'm watching too much Candace today. When Patel was named FBI director and then he brought in Dan Bongino as deputy, like, guys, I was stoked. I thought we were going to see some shit go down. And I was just so incredibly let down. I'm just being honest, but like, I'm not like, it's okay if you still like Dan Bongino. I'm not going to be like, oh, you're a bad, stupid person to still like Dan Bongino. It's fine. I don't know what happened behind closed doors. You know what I mean? I have no idea. And Bongino won't tell us for whatever reasons, but yeah, they were super high. They were incredibly high. Mostly because of what Patel and Bongino were saying leading up to the election. And then they get in and just like every other time I've ever gotten my hopes up in politics, it's always been a letdown. I don't know why I keep falling for it. We got to stop falling for this stuff. We just got to assume that they're telling us what we want us to hear so they get elected, and that we should just keep our expectations low, because it never pans out. I mean, maybe one day, like we should probably keep hope alive, I guess. Remain a little naive. Otherwise, you get too black-pilled, and what's the point, right? We don't want that. That's not healthy either. Catherine Brandon, one person can only do so much. I was kind of bummed, but and who knows? Yeah, I have no idea how deep the corruption is. You know what I mean? I have no idea if they're like you're talking about the most powerful country on the planet. And now you're talking about the most powerful people in the world, essentially kind of running that country. Little FBI director, like they just, you might not have as much power and control as we think they do. You know what I mean? Even them, they might have got in and been like, oh, I can't wait. I'm going to expose it all. And a couple of people walked into a room and were like, go ahead, have a seat. We're going to tell you how this works. But I don't know. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Yes, above their pay grade. Right. Right. Above their level of power that they thought they had or thought they were going to have. I missed it. Did Michael Knowles say anything worth watching? I think so. I think he said something some things that are very worth watching. So you understand the people that we're dealing with and that we should stop making people like that famous. Yes, I think you should definitely check it out. You don't even have to watch it on mine. You can just go to his. It was the clip comes from the video he did where he's talking about the State of the Union address. And he brings it up right after Trump introduces Erika Kirk. Then he goes on to his tangent or his defense of himself as to why he's doing or not doing whatever it is he's doing or not doing. Yes, I think you should check it out, regardless if you watch it on mine or his. I don't care. Cloudy PDX. Bella, he basically said people should just ignore Candace because apparently speaking out makes us the problem. Yeah, called us a bunch of whiners. A bunch of people whining about Candace Owens on the internet. Fran G. David, it's easy to criticize when we're on the outside looking in, but we were, it is right, but we need somebody who's willing to risk everything in order to expose it all. Just my opinion, but I think that's the only way we get put in the direction of real change is somebody, there has to be a few people that are willing to risk literally everything to expose it. Otherwise, what are we doing? We're just going to keep going round and round and round. And there has to be people who are willing to go all the way. Candace has to be blackmailing Valhalla. Maybe. I've seen people post some things about Valhalla, but I don't know if they're true or not. But I want to look into that a little bit more just to see. And I'll be completely honest with you guys. Like there's a lot of stuff that Valhalla talks about that I don't disagree with. But that can be true about almost all of them. Really. There are some things that these people say that I agree with. Doesn't mean that I like them. It doesn't mean that they're good people or bad people, either way. Oop, what'd I miss? Oh, okay. Yep. CJB 34, Knowles caved. iRule says recently. Yeah, it was, yeah. If we're talking about Knowles caving, yeah, it was on his video that he did about the State of the Union. Yes, Jill Young. He did go against her regarding Mitch Snow. 100%. That's because Mitch Snow turned out to be a complete POS and he was a Green Beret. And you know what I mean? Like, say what you want about these guys, okay? They're gonna be pretty loyal to that, right? So you can be a whatever, But if you like Valhalla, I don't know if you guys pay attention. Like the reason I found out about Valhalla was way before 9/10. And it was because he was doing this whole thing where he was calling out, I think Jamie Kennedy, his UFC fighter, Stolen Valor. He calls out people on Stolen Valor. And yeah, like these guys take that shit in, and they should, right? Like I'm not going to knock that at all. They definitely completely understandable. But yes, somebody like Mitch Snow comes out and it turns out he's a POS and he's a Green Beret. Like, no, Valhalla is, regardless of his loyalties, or like nothing is going to come above his loyalty to that. So yeah, he's going to protect that. So say what you want about Valhalla coming out again, that commendable, 100%, 100%. Catherine Brandon. So why support Cantifa bashing the military? I think even somebody like Valhalla would come out and admit that there's maybe not. I don't want to speak for Valhalla. I don't want to speak for anybody in the military who have been in, who have done the things that Valhalla has done for the country. I don't want to speak for them on that. But if you just think about it, I think you would understand a little bit. Valhalla has a giant audience, and a large part because of Candace Owens. And I don't know that Candace Owens is necessary. She's not really like outright bashing the military as a whole. She's trying to point to all of these like military connections, right? Even when she was talking about the French Legion, like Valhalla even gave her a little bit of pushback on that. It wasn't like a ton of pushback, but he was like, well, at first I was like, nah, that's not checking out. Then he was like, oh, then I thought about it, and maybe. So he's grifting. Yeah. Yes. But he has a line, which to be fair, is more than I can say for almost everybody on that side. This is weird. You guys are putting me in a spot where I'm like defending Valhalla VFT, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Is it my fault? I think it's probably my fault, not your guys' fault. Must be my fault. I think I must have brought something up. But I don't care. Like if I don't disagree with somebody, or if I think what they're doing is completely terrible, but they make a good point, like I will give them props for doing the right thing, at least somewhat. Right? I've learned from my Graham Allen mistakes, guys. I'm trying to learn from them anyway. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of Ben Shapiro. I've given Ben Shapiro props on him calling Candace out, pushing back, and being one of the first loudest ones to do it. Yeah, he really kind of comes at like if we're talking about Knowles, yeah, he comes across that way, doesn't he? Like he's a holier than thou, I'm better than you. Like a rich prick. He just kind of comes across that way to me. Can I say that word on you? Guys, I'm towing the line here. I think I'm really flirting with the... Yeah. Catherine Brandon, Graham is investigating Cantifa now. Perfect. Good. I hope Graham goes all the way with this. I really do. And I hope he gets a ton of support for it. Just be careful. I'm saying that for me too. Just be careful. CC Bingham says, "Oh, she hates the military." You know, I'm really not going to push back against that statement. I can see that people would think they can't. She just, yeah, it's not great. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue against that at all. TFCS, anybody that mocks a grieving family are not good people. True. But even bad people can have good people moments, I think, is the point that I was trying to make. Even the most terrible people can have moments of goodness. the best people on the planet can have moments of not goodness. 1111 Kelly Kennedy says Michael thinks he's upper echelon. Yeah, I get that. I get that vibe from him. Old mean lady almost just choked on something there. Candace says that people should abandon and take the dishonorable discharge. Yeah, you're right. I remember that. Well, that's the whole you shouldn't go and die for the Jews. I don't know if that's necessarily like hating on the military. I think that's just hating on them. And I don't know. I mean, if we're being honest with each other, I don't know that I like 100%. Like I can understand how people have that take. You know what I mean? Like you're going to join the military and you're going to go and die for rich people, for a rich person cause. Like I get that argument. I'm not going to like, but at the same time, I understand why people join the military. There's a bond, especially men. There's a bond, there's a brotherhood. You know, say you're a little crazy, a little psycho. It's a good place for you. But I understand the attraction to the military more so than just I want to defend the country or I have like this internal patriotism. More so than even that. I rule. Bronson, I no longer follow Tatum, but can we look at his video, Erika Candace? I think it was yesterday. We may be surprised. Yeah, I don't have anything going on for the next however long. Is it on his YouTube? You got to help me out here. Help me out. Or is it on? Is he just a Rumble guy and then posts? Yeah, I don't even. This is how much I don't pay attention. Ex-favorite daughter, Valhalla called out Tim Pool for calling Candace a name. He should also call out Candace for implying that Erika Kirk was in a hotel with Cabot Phillips. Yeah, he's not going to do that. That's not going to happen. YouTube on the YouTubes. Is it this one? The Dan Bongino, F.U. Dan Bongino torches people attacking Erika Kirk? No. Okay. It's on YouTube and not that long. What's the name of it? How I Feel? And this was posted when? You guys, am I blind? I don't see anything that says How I Feel. Yep, I'm on the video tab. He's cooked. He went off. It's over. 2028 is over. Is it on the Officer Tatum show one? Dems fail. This was a month ago on the video tabs. On the live tab? Nope. Okay, so it must be on the other channel. How I Really Feel? Ah, I'm not a member of Tatum. Guys, I'm not a chance. How am I supposed to watch this? I'm not a member. Not a member. It was part of his longer episode, but he usually... Wait a minute. You guys are still members of Tatum? What are you doing? What are you doing? On the officer, Tatum? I was just there. Yeah, that's where I'm at. All right, we're probably not going to be able to do that. He has one I watched, and I'm not a member. Sorella, I'm becoming a member of Tatum? How dare you? How dare you? How then? Did he like have it up and then decided to put it as a members only? I saw a piece of it on Instagram. On his Instagram or on somebody else's Instagram? I think Brandon's statement got under Candace's skin. It's possible, but they're like, you're not going to see those two go at it. It's just never going to happen. I don't think anyway. I mean, unless Tatum like really feels it, I don't see that happening at all. The Bongino is the right one on the video. The Bongino is right. But then why would he have this clip here? Okay, we're going to click it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's finna be a hot one. I should have had a little bit of verdict with me because we about to go off. Dan Bongino, thank you, brother. Thank you for what you said. I mimic the sentiment. I wish I could say it like you said it, but I'm trying to be a good Christian. All right, Ma'am Dunny is stupid enough to trick y'all into creating a shovel program that requires you to do the government job, plus you need ID. You can't make this up. But before we get to any of that, it's a short show today. We got to give you some updates on Nancy Guthrie, and it's going to be something that you don't want to hear. Trust me. Welcome to the Off Tatum Show.
If you don't believe that we are in a fight today,
Force. I appreciate y'all supporting the channel. If you want to support the channel, if you want exclusive content, we're going to build out the biggest membership program ever on YouTube, and I want you to be a part of that. Get in now because it's probably going to be too late once we start. Everybody keeps asking me,
is this it?
Candace Owens, Candace Owens, Candace Owens. I do not agree with what Candace Owens is saying. I don't agree how she's doing it. I don't agree what she's saying it. I think it's the most bizarre thing I ever heard. Now, why do I not say her name every time I have something to say? Because it's not about the person, it's about the spirit behind what's happening. I would have to name 25,000 people every day, every time I make a statement. And it bothers me that people want to see drama more than they want to see solutions. But Dan Bongino said it like it's supposed to be said. It's not about the individual person specifically. It's about anybody. You know who they are. People in the comment section, won't you say that? If you know who I'm talking about and you know who it is, then what are you talking about? You want drama? You want an argument? You can give a person so much airtime all they want. What is that going to do to the principle of what's happening? It bothers me a little bit. I see why some people feel that way, but at the end of the day, it bothers me. At the end of all of this is a point-blank, clear synopsis.
Yeah, this is... I don't... This must not be what you're referring to because I just went through the transcript and Erika is not mentioned in this video at all. Or the name Erika anyway.
Is that if people, I think it's evil to say that Erika Kirk has something to do with Charlie Kirk's death. It's evil.
Never mind.
I think it's evil. Some people are consumed with evilness.
So much for the transcript and Control F.
I don't find any credible evidence whatsoever to believe that Erika Kirk.
New member, Sorella. Welcome.
Kirk had
Appreciate
something to
the
do with her
support.
husband's death. And the fact that people are even entertaining it with no evidence is a spit in the face to Charlie Kirk and his legacy. I'll say this clearly, and this is for everybody involved. You cannot say you care about Charlie Kirk or love Charlie Kirk and you dissing his wife like this. You can't say it. Because if I died, people could do the same thing about my wife, and you can't say you love me if you treat my wife this way. My wife loves me. That's why I married her. I'm not stupid. God speaks to me. God sent her to me. That's why I married her. And if something happens to me, my wife will take over all of this. Everybody that worked for me will be subject to my wife's control. Nobody outside of my bloodline will run my company, period. I don't care if my wife had zero experience. Nobody's running my bloodline in success or being a successor in my company that's not in my blood.
So do you think he was doing this because of Graham Allen? You think Graham Allen is having an effect like this? That's the case. Good.
Line. You got to be completely stupid to think that I'm going to give somebody the position to run and be president over all that I own and built, somebody other than my wife. You got to be stupid. Nobody know my company like my wife do, because I'm telling her and talking to her, complaining every night to my wife. She see the wins, she see the losses, she see the fear, she see my vision. Every night. Dan Bongino, if I could cuss, I can if I want to. I just choose not to. But Dan Bongino said it perfectly. If y'all want...
Yeah, I agree, Cloudy. Stop yelling at the people that are... Yeah. Say it to Candace, bro.
to hear me cuss, this is what it'll sound like. Roll the clip.
Erika didn't choose this, man. She didn't choose this. Imagine sitting there in your house and you find out from Twitter or, I don't know, a text or a phone call or that your husband was just shot in the neck for the entire world to see on social media at a public event. I can't imagine that. I know you can't either. Then you got to go through this. Then you got a bunch of absolute lunatics sending her emails. You did it. Comments, tweets. You go yourself. You demonic. For as much as I hate what just happened, I wish ill on no one, and everyone should restrain their emotions from the other side because they are not on our side. Everyone. Once you go down the road of violence, there's no turning back. There's always someone stronger than you, man. Always.
I must be the only one that covered this video or this clip of Bongino where he swears and didn't mute it out. Like everybody else is muting it out. I am not good at following YouTube rules, guys. Everybody else is muting it, cutting out the bad words. I just let it roll and kind of grimace a little bit like, ooh, hope YouTube's nice.
There's a whole lot of people stronger than me. And I'm sorry if the language distracts from you, but I can think of no other New York way to say it than you. You deserve to feel the little licks of the flames of on every inch of your body. You. If there's an afterlife, and I believe there is. I believe in the second creation. I don't pretend to be the judge and jury, but I know you're not in it. I got to tell you, I've been doing this for a really long time now. And as I said in the beginning of the show,
you appreciate what? The fact that I'm bad at the I mean, I guess. I just, it's like, oh no, bad words. Yikes. See how that goes. Oh, there was another one I was really concerned about. I think it was the video from yesterday. I pulled up a screenshot. Like there's certain words, right, that YouTube really doesn't like. And one of those words I have found out is grape minus the G. And I left a a tweet up with that, like they crawl and they, you know what I mean? YouTube sends crawlers out and they go through and scan the videos and actually look for just spellings of words inside of videos. And I left the grape word up on a tweet for like a little bit in the video. And I was like, oh, we'll see how that goes. They haven't come at me for it yet, but
I walked into the dark forest.
I'm just not good at
this all mapped out because I don't know what to say. People have tried being nice. People have tried screaming and yelling. People have tried a middle of the road approach. Nothing works. Ignore it, it metastasizes. Address it, it metastasizes. I wish I had the answer. I can only make decisions for me. I can't make decisions for you as to what you want to watch or what you don't. This isn't about views or who's popular or who's this. I don't care. I'm just telling you I'm making a decision for me now. I don't want to be any part of that. If you're part of that, please leave. If it is half my audience disappears tomorrow, good riddance. Sayonara, mother. I don't want you. Nobody else wants you here. The people who watch this show don't want you here. Sane people, and that is a majority of us, hate your guts. We don't want you. Nobody wants you.
Oh, friends of St. Frank, Michael is right, and you are now whining about him. If you want to stop Candace, report her and stop wasting time for money. Think I'm whining about Michael Knowles? No. I'm trying to help stupid people like you understand how much you are being taken advantage of and don't even realize it. And it's okay if you're not getting that message. It's totally okay. I understand. I don't fault you for it, but I will call you stupid.
You were the spawn of Satan. I promise your parents, alive or dead, are looking at you now in horror that they spawned the demon.
Yeah.
Your last name will live in infamy.
Like, okay, so I would rather not take part in cancel culture of any form, right? I don't want to report people. I don't want to try to get their channels shut down. I want to expose them for the grifters they are so that we make better decisions on who we watch. Me included. Right? I'm not saying like everybody needs to watch. That's not what I'm saying if people are taking it that way. No, I want different people in these spots who are stand-up people with balls. Michael Knowles doesn't appear to be that person. Clearly, after watching that video, he exposes himself, guys. To me, he does.
For me, your kids will deny knowing you. I don't want anything to do with
But
you.
yeah, no, I don't want to report. Go ahead, let them speak. I want to watch somebody else. And I want to make somebody else who has balls and has character, who has integrity. I want them in those positions. Just me. It's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with my opinion. It's totally okay. But if you're going to say stupid shit, I'm going to call you stupid. And if I say stupid stuff, I would hope that you reciprocate. Is that the right word? That might have been something stupid. See how that works?
I see you out there. I know exactly what you're doing. You can just go. It's not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. Just go. I'm the anti-clicks view guy. I don't want you. Your views, your clicks, nothing. Don't buy anything. Don't do anything. Don't touch anything.
If you would like me to respond, you're going to have to pay for it now. First one's free. First one's free. Now I have a $19.99 minimum.
We do. Just go away. I know you can't because you have to spread your cancer everywhere. But we've got warriors in this audience too who don't want to listen to your either. Are we clear with each other? You can just get the out.
Now, I would love to have them cuss words just flying, but I know kids watching this. I'm not going to lie, man. I feel very similar to Dan Bongino. And let me just add this. It's easy for people that don't know people to make a comment. You know, when you know somebody personally, it's not so much of the personal attacks that's more effective than just stating the facts, stating reality. I don't know Erika that well. I happen to know Candace Owens very well, but I don't give a who. I have been around long enough, and I was with Turning Point when they first started, and I've been around Charlie Kirk, and I talked to Charlie Kirk. I knew Charlie Kirk, and I was at their wedding, and I know that he loved Erika. That Charlie.
Okay, take it easy on what was his name? Saint Frank, friend of Saint Frank. I forget. Take it easy. I don't know. Whatever. Do your thing.
Kirk could have married anybody. I'm not gonna say anybody, meaning he could have married someone else if he wanted to.
More far.
He chose Erika Kirk. She has been nothing but sweet, kind, and godly since the day I met Erika. She has been a saint. Every conversation that I've ever had with Erika, every text that she's texted my wife, she has been nothing but a Christian, loving, godly woman without fault. I do not understand how anybody could go down the path of trashing Erika Kirk.
I mean, this is such a softy way of doing this, right? I don't how is he not more upset? Could you imagine like being close to somebody, thinking you know a person for that long, so much so that you call them sister, basically, but then also being close to somebody else and you're all this like, and all of a sudden one is just completely gone off the rails and they're attacking another the one over here. And you're just like, how do you not go, I don't know how you don't come out harder than what he's been doing. That's insane to me. Like if one of my closest friends started attacking one of my other friends' widow like this, like, yeah, that friendship is over and I'm doing everything I can to call you out for it. What are we doing here? Like my loyalty, like I am an extremely loyal person to a fault, but I've got a line. I most definitely have a line. And I think most people would have a line. And what Candace is doing, that's like so far over the line, it's insane.
Didn't do anything to deserve the treatment that she's getting. None of y'all did this when Charlie was alive. Why? If you so inclined.
One is Catherine Brandon. One is creating division. Yeah. Creating division in the movement that Charlie's busted his ass for. Yeah.
And you know,
100%.
And you so in the know, why didn't you say nothing when Charlie was alive? If Turning Point USA was such a diabolical organization against Charlie, then why did nobody say nothing when Charlie was alive?
There's just to touch on this, Sorella, there's a lot of people that see a lot of dollar signs with Candace Owens right now. 100%. Whether they believe her or not. There is a monetary incentive to agree with Candace Owens at the moment.
If Charlie Kirk was somehow turning on Israel, turned. Why did he express that while he was alive? A couple complaints here and there is not turning. It is a spirit. And those of us who have the Spirit of God in us, or common sense, can see it is a spirit to go after a woman of God that has no evidence whatsoever. If somebody would do me like people are doing.
Lisa Longo says, watch the podcasts with Erika and Charlie together. They are adorable together. They were always giddy and would blush when together. Yeah, like anybody that watches those, and I don't know how they come to the conclusions they're coming to right now, other than just for monetary purposes. To grift, to get in on the grift.
Or do my wife like people are doing Charlie's wife. My wife will sue the out of you. She will sue you. And if the roles were reversed and something happened to my wife and y'all were coming at me like that, I will not only sue you, I probably would threaten your life. I'm being honest. You're not gonna do my wife like that. And if I happen to die and I could come back to life, I will come back and I will haunt you. It is shameful to treat Charlie Kirk like this. But say you are a friend of Charlie. Now, if you don't know him, I don't care what you do. You can say whatever you want about Charlie. But if you are going to say you are a friend of Charlie, or you know Charlie, or you support Charlie, there's no way you could go down a path of destroying his wife. Destroying her legacy. Destroying Charlie's legacy. Let me say something real quick, because where do you think Charlie's heart was at? It was with Jesus Christ, Erika Kirk, and Turning Point. He dies. His heart is with Erika and Turning Point. If your mission is to destroy Erika and Turning Point, there's no way. There's no justification to say that you love, like, or was friends with Charlie Kirk. It can't happen.
I mean, this is directed at Candace without him saying Candace, right? I think we can sum that up. Took him long enough. Was it February?
It's okay to be critical. It's okay to ask real legitimate questions. It's okay to have skepticism. But to lay blame or claim or cause people to threaten Erika Kirk because of a mythical ideology is crazy to me. It's crazy to me. For the life of me, I will never understand this. Charlie Kirk didn't have to be my best friend.
1999,
he wasn't
bro.
my best friend. I didn't know him that well that he was my best friend. But Charlie was a good friend to me. And I don't know everything Charlie did or didn't do. He was not Jesus Christ, so I'm sure he had flaws and he wasn't perfect and he made mistakes. But I genuinely believe that Charlie Kirk was a good dude. I genuinely believe that Charlie Kirk genuinely loved the Lord. And y'all could go and dig up dirt on Charlie Kirk and find something that he did or said that if some of y'all knew a text or something, you probably would criticize. But at the end of the day, he was a genuine guy pursuing God. And I believe his wife was doing the same thing. That's why.
Nikki, Charlie didn't bother with Candace. He just kept the peace, but now he's not here. And she's going for everything he ever stood for.
Why he married her. And his kids.
You know, I think there's jealousy there, but I think there was a gap, right? As soon as what happened on 9/10, there was a gap or a competition now for Charlie's audience. And I think Candace wanted to capture as much of that as she could as well.
And all of that are all at play here. How do you love Charlie but don't love his kids? You want his kids to be without a mama? You want their mama to get killed or injured or hurt because y'all coming up with theories because you bored and ain't got nothing to do with your life but to destroy somebody else's life? It's crazy to me, bruh. that anybody would even spread this stupidity. I would, if Erika Kirk somehow was a bad person, you won't find.
And she has to continue to like one up the next thing to keep him engaged, or do whatever that was that we watched earlier. She's not really one upping anything with that. That was just nonsense. To extend it out, maybe just to get, why do it in one video when you can do it in 4 and just really drag it out?
Me saying nothing unless I had evidence, mother freaking evidence, unequivocal. I got the evidence in my hand. I'm reporting it to the police officers. I'm reporting it to the government. I'm making a documented report. I'm an eyewitness. Or I'm some form of a witness with evidence that she got. And if I ain't got that, I'm going to shut the up. Because the repercussions for being wrong is potentially somebody dying. Somebody's legacy being tarnished forever. How do you not get that?
So the fact that he's pushing the whole could lead to violence thing really makes me think Graham is having an effect, or something's going on behind the scenes. Because it was good to hear Graham, somebody with that large of a platform, finally come out and say, like, it's not just about spreading false information and these crazy, like, you're dealing with crazy to where this could potentially lead to violence. And now we're starting to kind of hear that being parroted by these. So maybe Graham's having an effect. If so, good for Graham.
And I'll say this like Dan
Good on
Bongino
Graham.
said it. If you follow me, get the off my
Or
page.
Bongino. Whatever.
I don't
whoever.
need you to be on my page. I don't care. I want y'all to understand something real clear. I love the Lord. I don't care about you that much. Those who support me, I love you. Thank you. If you don't like me, dude, I don't lose no sleep over you. You don't feed my kids. I don't even know you. Y'all out here saying I unfollowed you. Man, I don't care. 3 million something people. I don't care how many unfollow me. I'm not going to be doing this forever.
Okay. So maybe it wasn't Graham. Maybe it was the amount of people that just kept calling him out. Sounds a little butthurt there. That's like, if you ever have to say, like, I don't care, I don't, like, no, I'm not worried. Bro, that's your business. What are you talking about? You're not going to tell me. I mean, unless you've made that much money that you don't even have to do this anymore. You could just stop now and be totally fine for the rest of your life, for the rest of your children's lives. Like, unless you're in that point, and I don't know that he is. I don't know if he's made that much money. Don't tell me that you don't care, because it's going to affect your livelihood. So I don't, like, come on. Yeah, and 3 million subs, or the subs don't matter. Views matter. It's all about views. It has nothing to do with subs. So if he's noticed, if his like views are going down, right? Then he's gonna notice that. Or if people are like, I don't believe anybody unless they have total FU money, that they don't care about losing subs or losing views. You're not selling me on that one. Yeah, big mad. Right.
I have an assignment. I'm doing the assignment that God called me to do. At some point, I ain't going to be doing this. At some point, B. Tatum ain't going to be making videos.
I don't know how big of a fan I am either when people invoke God like that. I'm trying to think of how I want to word this. You know what I mean? Like, well, I'm doing God's work here. I'm doing God's work. Are you though? Which part? not saying that you're like not trying to do good, but I don't know. You guys know what I'm saying? I'm not a big fan of that. Right? Like, I'm doing God's work. This is all for God. So does that mean that the things that you do wrong are for God too? You see what I'm saying? When you start saying things like that, I'm not a fan of that. Yes, I agree, but like, right, right. Exactly my point. Like, it just feels a little grifty. You know what like, are you a pastor? Are you running a ministry? You know what I mean? Like, are you, I don't know. I try to be careful when I judge other things like that when it comes to, I just don't like it when people invoke God like that. Cause what if you're wrong? Isn't that blasphemy now? Yeah. Gary Spry Jr. It's like Tupac saying only God can judge me, then living like there's no judgment. Tired of the fakes. I just joined, so may have missed, if discussed already, his involvement with Blexit is troublesome. Now it hasn't been discussed. There's, who knows with all, you know what I mean? Tracy Benna, he knows Candace was in love with Charlie. Could be. Could be. Like, I feel like it gets a little, I feel like it gets a little grifty. Like he's upset that people are coming out and saying, you know, basically like, yo, I'm done with you. You're not pushing and calling out this evil by name. You're not pushing back against this terrible crap that your sister is doing. Like, I'm done with you. And he's mad about that, pretending not to care. And then bringing in God, like, well, I'm doing God's work. If you don't want to be a part of that, then there's the door. Like, that's, I don't know, guys. I'm just, yeah, preachy. I'm just not like that. That doesn't, I don't know. Just doesn't feel kind of icky. You know what I mean? Say you're doing what you think is right. Sure. But man, I like I said, I don't know if that's blasphemy. I don't know. Not a fan
I'm
of
gonna
it.
be
I'll
doing
tell you
something
that
else in
much.
my life. So your unfollow don't mean sugar honey iced tea.
Right.
You ain't even really doing nothing for me in the first place.
You know, they'll make statements like that, but then they'll talk about how they don't use cuss words. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want you to be a part of nothing I do. I don't even care. If you want to keep buying my merch, that's fine. I don't care. You keep buying it. You don't want to be a part of what Brandon Tate. I don't care, man. Do y'all think I care?
Well, if you don't care, what are you doing this for? Anytime these people get challenged, I don't care. I don't care about the money. I don't care. Don't buy my merch. I don't care. What are you doing it for then? If you don't care, shut up then. Let somebody else who does care take your spot. You're not going to do that. Yeah. Nah, that's not going to happen.
I'm finna leave here and go do jujitsu and hang out with my family. And my son gonna run up to me and say, Daddy, I love you, I miss you. I ain't worried about y'all fools. Y'all miserable, sitting in your mama house, sitting in the basement, cat ladies. Y'all miserable, stupid.
All right, when you get to this point, you've lost. You've lost the argument. You've lost. When you start attacking your audience like this, you've lost. Like, you know what? Maybe I should stop. Maybe I should think about what they're saying. Maybe I should try to understand their perspective, where they're coming from. Maybe I'm wrong. Unless it's just a bunch of trolly people like that other guy that was in the chat earlier, right? Then we don't worry about that. But this is Like when you're just going on this tirade about how much you don't care and about how you don't mean anything and about all this and that, when this is his livelihood, I don't buy it for 2 seconds. He is butthurt.
Ignorant folk. And I don't care if you unfollow me. Next year, in the next 365 days, there's going to be more people that follow me anyway. You are a fart in the wind.
There it is. There's the ego. There's the arrogance. There's the I'm too big to fail. There's the I'm too special. I'm going to get more followers. I don't care. We are making the wrong people famous. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. It's going to keep coming up. We're making the wrong people famous. I can't believe he just said that. I don't care. I'm going to get more. It's going to keep growing. I'm untouchable. Too big to fail. Too big to fail. I'm untouchable. And then invoking God. No. No thanks. Yeah, right. I'm gonna go do my jujitsu after this. And then I'm gonna go hang out. Like, okay, cool. What does that have to do with you being a coward? What's that got to do with anything? Not to mention, you're gonna tell me you don't care about the people who put you, who made you who you are. Without people listening to you, Brandon, you're not where you are. I don't care how much talent you think you have, how skilled you think you are, how blessed you think you are. If people just decide not to listen to you, you're done, dude. It's over. What are you talking about? I don't care. How do you not care? Of course you care. If you want to, obviously you care. The ego cares. We can see that. Lisa Longo, does God care about curse words? It's not in the commandments, and I haven't finished reading the entire Bible, working on it, so maybe I am not the... Somebody want to answer that in the chat? I am definitely not the one for that. All I know is I have a mouth like a sailor, and I've been trying to not be that just because I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. Just because it feels better to not curse all the time.
You are a doo-doo in the toilet bowl. Nobody care, bruh. You think Dan Bongino care about you unfollow him? No, he don't. That dude is rich.
There it is.
He counting his money in his beautiful house with his family.
Come on, guys. These people are so fake. They're so fake. Anytime, like, flex culture, guys. Bongino, he's rich. He don't care about you. He don't care. Cool. All right, perfect. I'm going to stop listening to you then, because I'm trying to find people that care about me. Isn't that the whole point? We want people who care about us to speak for us. Isn't that the whole point? Because not everybody has a voice. So if I put my time and energy into you, right, and help build you up, and then you're just going to be like, well, I got my money now. I don't care. I don't care about what you have to say. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to be a coward. I don't care. Gross.
He worry about your sorry self. Anyway, I just had to get this off my chest.
But it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's one thing if it's like a few people here and there are coming into his channel and saying, but if you have a large portion of your audience that are saying, another thing too is I don't know how these guys get to a point to where they just don't even, do they read their chats anymore? Do they even pay attention? Are they aware of what their audience is saying at all? Or, I mean, I guess they must be. But how can you get to a point to where you just get so disconnected from the people that made you who you are? It's yuck. That sounds like it's evil. That doesn't sound good.
I'm sick of it, man. Now, I try not to go too hard because I don't know none of y'all like that. To be honest, I don't know Erika like that. I just know what my experiences have been with Erika. I don't know Charlie like that. I just know my experiences with Charlie. And some of y'all, you think you know Candace. I have had a long history knowing Candace, and the things that I've seen Candace do more recently, I don't recognize. I don't.
You know, here's a huge problem a lot of these people have, and it's because of their egos. They just don't know when to shut the fuck up. He should have shut up. He put this out and was like, oh, this is cool. I mean, thank you. I appreciate you completely exposing yourself like this. Thank you, but wow. No self-awareness.
Recognize it. Candace has been nothing but kind. I gotta like give y'all perspective. Cause y'all want me to go out and some of these people don't know Candace and don't have no history with Candace. I've been knowing Candace for a very long time. Candace has always been sweet to me. Candace has always been nice to me. You don't see her talking about me on her social media. She don't bash me. So I don't have no reference point to go off of than things that she say that I disagree with.
Yeah. That's back to my point of she should have shut up. Hey, but he had to flex, right? He had to make sure everybody understood how important he is. Had to make sure everybody understood how above everybody else he is. The ego, man. That ego will get you every time. Every time.
And I think that some of the things that have been said about Erika is just wrong. Now, I plan on calling Candace and asking her, what information do you have that I don't have? Because it sounds crazy what's being said. And if there's no information that can be provided, then I'm not going to change my mind. I don't agree. But like, it's very hard for me to go F you to Candace and all this other stuff because I have known Candace to be just as sweet and kind as these other people. I would have added Candace in a circle of this person has always been kind to me. This person has always been kind to me. This person has always been.
I mean, I don't think Candace will do this. If you guys, I don't know if you watched when I covered the Hodge twins interview she did with Candace, but the Hodge twins started to kind of crack a joke about Tatum. It was really interesting. If you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. But the Hodge twins started to crack a joke about Tatum, about him calling himself a black Zionist, right? And it sounded like they were going to go a little further and talk a little bit more smack. And Candace kind of gave him a side eye, and they shut up and changed their tune like really quick. I don't know that Candace will come out and say anything bad about Tatum. And if she does, that would be interesting.
Been kind to me. I personally don't have no beef with these people. These people got beef with one another. I don't have no beef with these people. Charlie Kirk ain't never been against me. Candace Owens ain't never been against me. Erika Kirk has never been against me. I'm watching people go against other people. And I almost want, y'all gonna make me tell all the beans.
I bet he doesn't tell all the beans ever. He just exposed himself. I'm on the outsides, guys. I'm just watching everybody else fight. Okay. So when the rubber meets the road, you're out. Gotcha. Like, yeah, perfect. Keep talking, dude.
And everybody in that scenario except Erika, because Erika's been nothing but kind to me. I've never known Erika I've never had an issue with Erika whatsoever. But I mean, me and Charlie didn't always agreed on everything. Me and Charlie didn't always get along on everything. There are certain things that I think that Charlie did that I didn't like. But at the end of the day, none of them are against me. And so it's hard for me to try to say, I'm now going to take a position against you because you mad at this person. And those of you who are loyal understand that. That's why I don't spend my time bashing Candace every single.
Tired of the fakes. Hey, Bronson, love your channel. If you could give brief summary on messages you're commenting on, I miss reading some of them. Yeah, no, I'm definitely something I want to do better at. So yes, I will definitely do that, or I will try harder to do that.
Single day. It's because she ain't never done nothing to me. Now, if Candace will come out and talk about my wife or something, then hey, then I gotta say something. But you know, let me just say this.
Yeah, but no, if she's going to come out and talk about the wife of a dead friend who gave me my opportunity to be where I'm at in life, well, I've got nothing to say about that, or I'm going to do my best to stay out of that for as long as possible. What is he? Yeah, he should have shut up. He should have just shut up. After he said, I don't agree with what Candace is doing. I think it's terrible. Erika Kirk had nothing to this. Obviously didn't do any of this stuff that she's trying to. He should have just been done with that and gone about his business. Foot in mouth. Tatum, foot in mouth.
I'm gonna get off here. One of the other reasons why it's not very convenient for me to go and blast other people, because
yeah, that was another thing too, is he's talking about how great Erika is, and then like after he went on his whole tirade, and then it was, well, I didn't really know Erika that well. I didn't really know Charlie that well. So which is it, dude?
These people that had my back, to be quite honest. How many people would have my back in the same situation? I don't know.
If you live your life like that, guys, that's the wrong way to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm only going to do good deeds if good deeds happen to me. If nobody's going to, like, that's not what. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? Why would I have anybody's back if they're not going to have my back? It's called character.
Oh. Ain't none of them been tested. To be quite honest, none of them been battle tested.
Wow.
So that's why it's very difficult to jump on a bandwagon, because you'll go, man, F you for saying this about this person. And then these two people friends in the background.
No, you stand on your morals, dude. You don't need to have anybody else have your back. Be your own man. Stand up, you pussy. What are you talking about? They haven't been battle tested. How am I going to know? Doesn't matter. Do what's right. Do what's right. The ones who appreciate that, well, you'll know. And you'll find out who you probably shouldn't have around pretty quick. Bro, these tough guys, man, all these tough guys, they are not at all. It's incredible to me.
These two people go make up. They go meet on a tarmac. All right, I said enough. But I will say this.
You think you said a little too much, dude.
In closing, is that just because I don't like something somebody's saying don't.
Catherine Brandon, we are in the battle when people are attacking Widow. Yeah, correct. Correct. They've never been battle tested. I mean, I don't know what you're waiting for. Now's the time if you want to battle test them and find out who's who. Brandon, what are we talking about? Unbelievable. Jackie Blue, exactly. All these tough guys. Nope. I mean, they talk tough. Oh, you can beat somebody up. Cool. You're macho. You're so tough. But then you show extreme cowardice like this? Incredible. Blown away. Not to mention, dude, nobody cares how tough you are. Nobody gives a shit. The only thing people care about is who you are as a person, your character as a person. So stupid. 100%. 100%, Jill. Jill says, all about the grift. Yeah, he just completely exposed himself there. Challenge these people and they fall apart. Where, man, the more this goes on, and I have a feeling we're going to see more and more of this. Graham Allen, I am so sorry that I did what I was so incredibly wrong. And I hope that I continue to stay wrong about Graham Allen, because so far he's looking like he's at least got some balls out of all of these people. Him and Ben Shapiro. Didn't see all that coming. Didn't see it coming. Yeah, tough guy behind all his money and a microphone, 100%. I mean, he was a cop. Like he's not. This is like you're being tested, Brandon. The test is right now. The battle test is now, and you are being tested. Where are you at? You ain't. You know what I'm saying? You're not taking anybody's back either. So why would anybody have your back ever? Like, you're showing them you're not going to take anybody's back. But he's going to be like, who's going to have my back?
I mean, I don't love them. I just don't like what they're saying. And I'll finish it with this because it's the honest to God truth. I love Candace because she's my sister. I don't like what she's saying. I've always loved Candace. Candace has always been nice to me. She's always been kind to me, but I don't like what she's saying. I don't agree with what she's saying. I don't endorse none of that. And it's not because of none of y'all, because I don't really care about what you think. To be quite honest, at the end of the day, I only care about what affects my family. And so I just don't like it as a family. I don't.
All right. I only care about what affects my family. Okay. Then I'm done with you, dude. We need people who care about other people as well, not just themselves. Like, that's it. That's it. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you being completely honest and letting everybody know that you just care about yourself. Perfect.
Like it. I don't agree. I think it's hurtful to Erika Kirk. I think it's hurtful to Charlie's legacy for Candace to say those things. But I still love her. You can hate her if you want to. I still love her and I pray for her. Because I want to see Candace come out of the situation that she in my opinion. And she say the same thing about me on a podcast the other day. She said she praying that I come to her side, which is fine. I ain't never going to be on the side of hating Israel. And I ain't never going to be on the side of talking about somebody's widow unless Jesus Christ have shown me proof. If not, I'm not saying nothing about nobody widow.
I rule with the $4.99 super chat. I thought this time he'd finally do the right thing. Thank you for playing it. He started off good. And then he just kept talking for whatever reason. That was a mistake. Thank you for the super chat.
Especially when a man can't protect his wife. Charlie can't protect her. And men like me feel obligated because I said I had Charlie's back, that I'm going to protect Erika.
Duke Tomlinson says, bro literally made it worse for himself with this explanation. Yeah, like, I'm sure he didn't clip this part and put it out, did he? That would be insane. I'm surprised he put this out.
Especially when people ain't saying the right thing about it. And the same thing will happen if something happened to Candace Owens or something happened to George and Candace Owens was being mistreated unjustifiably, right? If you criticizing about Israel, then it's justified, in my opinion, about criticism. But if somehow they treating her wrong, I'm going to stand up for her because her husband can't. All right, I didn't say it enough. That's how I feel.
Northern Ice Angel, thank you for the membership. I appreciate it. Welcome. Welcome. W's in the chat for Northern Ice Angel.
Feel you don't like it, go screw yourself. All right. Members only. We're going to do a quick chat before I do my interview. So if you're a member on the Tatum squad or even Tatum.
Yeah, okay. I was not expecting any of that to happen, guys. That was wild. I Rule 2530 says, no, he only clipped the first part on Instagram. Yeah, I can see why. Wings fan 24. Tatum is a douchey bag. There's a little Candace joke for everybody. I rule 2530. I had high hopes. I mean, I didn't, but it sounded like it was decent at first. CJB 34. Wow, pathetic. Yeah, that unreal. Catherine Brandon 5212. I'm not standing up for Cantifa because she's a malignant narcissist and probably killed her husband. Yeah. Jackie Blue 6116. Go screw yourselves. Sounds like Megyn Kelly. Yeah, it's the egos on these people, man. It's absolutely incredible. That's funny. 2051. Knowles called us whiners. It's really sickening. Yeah, Knowles called us whiners, and Tatum said he doesn't care. Awesome. Tired of the fakes. I will definitely have to rewind from the beginning after this concludes. This has been a long one, guys. I was not anticipating going like 3.5 hours, almost 4 hours here. Nani 1963 says Matt Walsh said Candace is only criticizing and antagonizing Erika. Jerk. Yeah, Candace may only be doing that. People paying attention to her or not, they are out for blood. Kaylee 3952. We really need new and better people at the forefront. I agree. Hopefully something happens. Tired of the fakes. I joined 10 minutes ago. You missed a lot. There's a lot. Some good, some funny, some not so good. Catherine Brandon. Hopefully all of America doesn't get the humbling they are deserving. Yeah. Oh, okay, guys. I think we're going to call it on that. I really appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. That was interesting. If you would have told me this is how it was going to go, I would have called you nuts. I assumed we were just going to watch a little bit of Candace, see what's going on there, check out Michael Knowles and be done. But that ending with Tatum is wild. Did not see that one coming. Real quick here, Wings fan with a $4.99 super chat. You're the man, Bronson. And yes, Tatum is a douche. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate it. And yeah, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Like, I don't want to be right about these people. Like, I want them to, like, I want to be wrong. Like, the fact that I was wrong about Graham Allen so far, like, totally stoked, right? Like, totally stoked. No, I mean, my ego had a little bit of an issue coming out and just being like, yeah, it's not looking good for me. But once I got over that, yeah, I'm totally stoked that I was wrong about Graham Allen. And I want to be wrong about all these other people, but tired of the fakes. Bronson, you come across 100 real. I don't know how else to be. Don't know how else to be. I've tried being fake before, right? My past history of my life, I was not a great person. As a criminal, I have a criminal history. No, it's been 20 years, but I tried it. I just didn't go well. Nikki 5690. Good night, everybody. Tired of the fakes. Some of us will follow as soon as we hear I was wrong. You know, like, what don't people understand? Like, I mean, I get it. You know, admitting you're wrong sucks. It doesn't, the ego doesn't like that at all. But humility is super important. Super important. And not only just for yourself, like, self-awareness, man, is so important. And it seems like these people, they get so big and they get so much money that they almost sort of become their own god in a way. And it, like, gross. 1111 Kelly Kennedy with the $10 super chat. You are a rock star. I am not, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm also not good with like taking compliments either. But I do appreciate the support. You know what I mean? You don't have to super chat, guys. Like I don't know how many times I'll say that. You don't have to. Don't feel obligated to. If you want to and you can afford to, by all means, right? But don't feel obligated to do that. Being here and hanging out is totally enough, because it makes it, because I'm going to watch a lot of this stuff anyway. So if I can hang out with some people and we can have a chit chat and a discussion, and yeah, it just makes it a whole lot better. Otherwise, I'm just staring at the screen by myself. Cloudy PDX. Peace, y'all. Thanks, Bronson. Black Hearts for Bronson. Catherine Brandon, 5212. Humility is the best way to see through others' agenda. Stargazer, 9990 with the Black Hearts. Nikki, 5690. Appreciate you. 1111 Kelly Kennedy. You are worth it. I appreciate it. I really do. I really do. Okay, guys, we're going to call it at that, I think. Thank you so much. This was fun. I really appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. That was a good time. I am all like, I got to go to the bathroom so bad for like the last 40 minutes. CJB34, we are Jay Whit legit the best chat. 100%. 100%. Like, guys, if you want to talk about loyalty, right? Like Jay Whit, I love that dude. And I barely know him, but I don't know. I don't want to get all goofy sentimental here, but Jay Whit's solid. 100%. I love that dude. And I definitely appreciate you guys coming over from Jay Whit. That was, to this day, it's still crazy. Like it was not expecting that at all, but whatever. It's just is what it is. Yes. Jay Whit is awesome. Correct. 100%. I was so bummed too, because when I went, sorry, just a quick story. When I was going down to Fort Benning, I was hoping to maybe try to make some time to get, because I believe he's in Atlanta. Doesn't matter. He's somewhere in Georgia, right? But anyway, like I was hoping to try to fit it into it, because I would have loved to have gone and just hung out with Jay Whit, just like I had a dinner with him or something. That would have been so great, but it just didn't work out. I was super bummed about that. I'm going. Wings fan 24 says go potty. Yeah, I mean, there were Catherine Brandon. There was some people here, but that's where a large group of people, that and from Paramount Tactical. Catherine Brandon 5212 says that's how I found your channel. Okay. I'm gonna go potty. I appreciate you guys. This was a great time. I mean, I wish some of the stuff we watched turned out different, but it just is what it is. But thank you guys. Been fun. We will catch you in the next one. Have a good night, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I think I might have leaked a little bit, but should be okay.